microphone you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
But let's pick it up.
Let's build him a stadium right there.
What about, you know what? Right off of 71, across from the outlet mall, north of that.
Man, are we hillbillies?
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Man, across from the outlet mall.
Right.
Put a stadium by the mall.
Yeah, right up there. You've got a bunch of spots. I'm sure you could clear out whatever's there and put a stadium up there.
Hey, Harley Davidson dealer right by the outlet mall.
Featuring Panama Ted,
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall,
I love a good, thin meat.
and a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You're a little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore. Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Happy Monday. Welcome in. Hello, Bone.
Hello, man.
Oh, it's Yikes Monday.
It is.
Yikes. At 4:30, Jason's Beef. At 5:30. You're back from vacation? How was the vacation?
It was good. We had a nice little trip to Tennessee, the Smoky Mountains. I saw a lot of nature, a lot of rednecks and hillbillies.
As you should.
Spent a lot of time at the pool. So, yeah, we had a good time. A lot of fun. I had some good restaurant experiences in my Yikes.
Uh-oh.
I have one restaurant that it may be one of the most disappointing things I've ever had happen. And that's saying a lot on this show.
Wow.
Oh, it was bad. But
Wow.
that's coming up at Yikes.
Okay.
4:30.
We teased a big announcement for today. So I guess we should just rip the Band-Aid off, right?
It's a big announcement, isn't it?
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Lots of speculation about what we're going to announce. Are we finally doing Man and Bone Fest?
No.
No. Are we
No.
doing Taco Madness? Maybe someday, but
Is that what they're calling it these days?
we have hosted this show together for 12 years. Thousands of shows. And our final one together will be next Wednesday, May 30th.
That's right.
We're getting divorced.
We're not getting, well,
Well, it's an amicable divorce. We're still going to get together and screw.
I want to be clear on this because I know we have goofed around a lot with April 1st stuff and we have done a lot of, goofy bits over the years. This is something that's been in the works for, I don't know, at least a few months that it's been bandied about behind the scenes.
There's backstories we can get into, too.
There's lots of backstories that we will eventually get into, yes. But just know this. We are telling you the real thing as our audience and as our listeners. The show is coming. This version of you and me together on the show.
Yeah, the show we've done for the last 12 years
is coming to an end.
Is coming to an end next Wednesday, which will be the most ridiculous Wild Card Wednesday and the final Wild Card Wednesday. That'll be it.
Now, neither of us is leaving the radio station. Ooh. There's a little tease.
Yes, we're both sticking around. We can't tell you what we're doing. More will be revealed tomorrow. That's not our call. That's a request from other people who work here. And so tomorrow...
We're honoring that.
Sure. And tomorrow we'll let you know what's going on. But we will not be hosting the show together anymore. But we will still be loving on each other.
Yeah, we don't have... there's no ill will.
There's nothing going on behind the scenes. Nothing.
Well, you just said there's stuff behind the scenes.
Well,
I mean, it's like
that's not what I mean.
There's management stuff where they've asked things of us.
This is not the first time that this has been presented to us. This was presented to us about a year ago, and
we both said
no.
Go to hell.
Right. We both said no, and we've been here long enough, and we have enough success and air quotes pull where this type of stuff doesn't happen unless we give it the okay.
Right.
And we both felt like this was a good time to try other things.
This situation is different than I think what was previously there. But the good news is this. We have plans for me and Mike to both be on the radio station going forward. We have full-time We will both be on the air. There will be new stuff announced.
There's a good chance that we both, me specifically, could get fired before then.
It's true.
From now until next Wednesday?
Depending on what happens today, man. We may get fired if we don't hold the line and announce this exactly the way we're supposed to. But no, we have had a good run together. We have enjoyed working together. I specifically told management, I said, I don't want this to seem like there's a Mike and Mike situation happening where one of us is behind the scenes secretly angling and the other one's like, well, I hate you and I hate you. And they don't talk. Like, we talk, we like each other. We've had a great relationship. We will continue to have that relationship. But,
and you know what? This is,
we're going to be doing different things.
This is a big thing for us. It's a big thing for the radio station. A lot of people remember me hosting with Spielman. If you're a longtime listener, you remember me hosting with Torg. By the way, Torg's not coming back.
That was good, though, today.
I even told him, I said, over my dead body, are you coming back?
He posted that on Twitter when I said, there's a big announcement today. He goes, am I coming back? And I said, are you? I don't know. Are you?
Call me, dude. No, he's our friend.
We love Torg.
He ain't coming back. But I've hosted, more years with you, Bone, than I had with Torg and Spielman combined.
That is crazy.
I'm just saying, it's 12 years with you.
Yeah.
It was like 6 or 5 with Torg.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
5 with Spielman, 4, whatever it was.
I used to listen, to you and Spiels back in the day.
So that was a hell of a show.
No, yeah.
Just a great show.
I listened to this radio station. I know I've said this before, but I listened to this radio station when I was in high school because I was really, I was an exciting kid in high school. I looked at my baseball cards and I listened to sports radio over the summer, and that's what I did. But I would listen to the Fabulous Sports Babe, Dan Patrick when he used to be on this station. I used to listen to Skip Mossick when he was on with Dom Taberi. I used to listen to The Voice, Terry Smith.
Handing out lockers.
He used to hand out lockers in the afternoon. So I grew up listening to this radio station. My desire is to be on this radio station until I retire, much to the chagrin of some of the audience of this radio station, which is understandable. But that hasn't changed. I'm still going to be here. Mike's still going to be here.
Yeah, so, look, and I have the ultimate faith.
Ted is leaving. Ted, actually, this is your last show, correct, Ted?
That's right. I'm out of here.
Okay, this is Ted's final show, but then the rest of us are staying. So,
Ted, without revealing what we're going to do next, what was your first thought when we told you? Because we actually had to sit the kid down. Seriously, me and Torg. Torg. It's already started. No. Slip of the tongue.
It's not Torg.
Slip of the tongue. Torg. Me and Bone had to sit down Teddy and sort of explain all of this, much like we were explaining it to our, 52-year-old kid. But yeah, still.
My first thought was, what are we doing?
Sure. Sure.
Why are we doing this?
I would say, Mike, when we were first approached with this, that was probably our first thought.
You have to get an explanation, yeah.
Yeah. And
yes. Tell me why.
Yeah, I need to know
Tell me why this makes sense.
Except today we can't quite tell you why just yet. We can
tomorrow,
tell you.
Here's what I will tell you.
Tomorrow we can tell you more.
I have the ultimate faith in you to be successful, independent of me. Actually, much more successful.
Well, at least one of us does.
Well, I do. and I'm going to be a cocky SOB for 1 second, and then I promise I'll jump right back.
Okay.
Okay, to being insecure and borderline suicidal.
All right.
I don't lose.
All right.
Okay?
No, I agree with you on that.
Don't bet against me. I don't lose.
Yeah. Well,
now we're back. I hate myself. Where's my pills?
Can I tell you this years ago? I'm talking this was pre-pandemic when you told me this. You came in one day after you had been gone, and we had done like a week of shows. I forget even who I had hosted with. But it might have been like a variety of people. And you came in one day and you said, T-Bone, I know that you could do a show by yourself or with other people, and it would be just as successful as this show. And I was like, where is this coming from? And are you okay? Like, are you going to quit? Like, what just happened? But then you told me later, like, that was just a thing you had finally felt like I had crossed over into that. So I've carried that now for many years, and I've appreciated you saying that. And so, yeah, I think that's...
Well, when the show first started, it was
Common Man and Company.
But it was a bad situation, right?
It was a terrible situation.
It was, you had Torg leaving, not his decision.
Yeah.
And then it's, what the hell do we do? And, who hosts with me? Because I'm not leaving, at least not yet, until the next iteration of the show fails. I'm thinking at that time.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
No, again, I don't lose.
Yeah.
And
right.
I sort of knew that we'd be okay, but I don't know. And it's like, well, who do we have in this role? And I remember saying to Craig Krenzel, because he was filling in a lot back then.
Mm-hmm.
And when Torg left, he did some heavy lifting. And, sometimes I had to bring him in kicking and screaming because the dude runs his own business.
Yeah, he has a real thing that's far more profitable than doing anything
and I would
in this
say,
business.
Well, cancel your meeting. You're hosting the show with me today. I don't care what your partners have to say about it.
It's with the president of an insurance company. Are you sure I should blow this off? Yes.
Right. But I remember saying to Krenzel, I said, if I can't find somebody that I trust, I'm going to force you to do this with me full time. And he knew that I would make him I would physically make him do it.
Yeah.
He's bigger than me. He's stronger than me, but I would kill him.
I know you would. I know he would.
I would kill him and then bring him back from the dead and make him do the show with me.
Somehow.
But then I sat down with you, and you had been hosting the Buckeye Show after a short stint producing for me and Torg.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we could do this. But I didn't want to put it's just another T name.
Right.
It's Common Man and Torg Light. I didn't want that. So we did Common Man and Company for the first 2 years or year?
I think so, yeah. And then one day I got the tap that was like, hey, now you're up in the big leagues now. They're going to put your name on the show.
No, you were in the big leagues.
No, but
I just wanted to make sure that we had everything settled.
But it was a good move because it let me know at least that all right, I know the stakes. I know what's up. But also it didn't give me false confidence, that I would oh yeah, I'm in and it's good. It made me have to figure out how to be on the radio, which I didn't really know how to do. And I will say this, I have thanked a lot of people over the years in my career. I famously once gave an interview to an industry mag, and I thanked everybody else. I thanked you in the interview. They didn't put it in the article.
I didn't hear any of that.
But I will say this, whatever comes next in my career, future-wise, I have learned how to be a radio pro sitting next to you for the better part of 12 years.
That's enough of this.
I'm just saying, it has to be said.
I will say, you know what? I have one more thing to say about this whole situation.
And then we're not going to speak of it again.
No, we're going to speak of it all the time because I don't want to do any show prep for the next week and a half.
I understand, yes.
But I do want to get your take on this. We'll read your comments. You can text the burner phone, 614-787-3093, or pop in the YouTube chat or send a tweet. I know this is difficult for some of you. Some of you probably couldn't care less. You're like, who the hell cares?
Some of you are like, thank God, no more dumb analogies from Bone.
Well, that's not true.
Well, they'll still be here. Mm-hmm. They'll still be around.
So we'll digest a little bit more of this, and then we'll actually do a show today.
Maybe.
Whatever that means. Coming up next, Common Man and T-Bone on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on westbound 70s off ramp to 270, and that's on the east side. And we also have an accident that's on the left shoulder of southbound 270 on the east outer belt after Hamilton Road that's causing some delay. This report is sponsored by Erie Insurance, celebrating 100 years of protecting your family's most priceless moments. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance. ErieInsurance.com. That's ErieInsurance.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
1-800-GOT-JUNK makes space for possibilities.
When our clean, shiny truck arrives, it's the sign of a new beginning, a clean start, a breath of fresh air.
All the animals start giggling, a rainbow appears, and music fills the air.
Your best friend calls with happy news. Every table has fresh flowers on it, and your nights are full of candlelight.
We bring the springtime.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Limit 10. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself. Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. Get treated at one of the Low T Centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Before you start your day, UDF has already started baking your breakfast. We're making biscuits and croissants in our bakery served with sausage, egg, and cheese before you hit your first alarm. Fresh baked breakfast sandwiches from United Dairy Farmers. UDF, mornings made for you.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off of closing costs. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Welcome to Cane's. It's Luke Bryan. What can I get you? Today I'm raising funds with Raising Cane's and my buddy Todd Graves for the Brett Boyer Foundation. Great food and a great cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers and the Brett Boyer Foundation. One love.
The Fan has been ranked as the second best sports station in America by our industry peers. A heartfelt thank you is in order. But we're not doing it because we're better than that hillbilly Birmingham station that came in first. Thanks for nothing.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
We plant trees because people need trees, and when planted in the right place, they have great impact. Trees help slow climate change, filter our air and water, foster biodiversity, and strengthen our communities. They create the kind of transformational change the world needs now. April is a month filled with opportunities to care for and plant trees. For planting resources, contact an Ohio ISA certified arborist who can help you learn how to take the best care of your trees. Visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Some showers and thunderstorms could linger into early afternoon, otherwise turning mostly cloudy to partly cloudy and highs soaring into the upper 70s with breezy winds. For tonight, lows around 50, and then for Tuesday, plenty of sunshine. We'll see highs in the low 70s. A great day to golf and get outdoors. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Did you feel that? It's your radio getting fatter. Getting fatter.
Chubby time!
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
We laid it on you. Big announcement to start up the program today. No April Fools, none of that.
No. We know this is a big announcement, and I don't know how we were supposed to do this.
There's no right way to do it.
From the sense of, I wish I could call, especially the people in the chat and all the people that, listen to the show. Like, I wish I could call all of you individually and be like, hey, FYI, here's what's going on. But there's just no way to do that. So
it's nothing you did. We're not blaming the children. None of that.
I don't know. I was thinking about, so the news of today is that Common Man and T-Bone together on one show in the afternoons, 3 to 6, that that is not going to be happening after next Wednesday.
Correct.
We will both be on the radio station. One of us will be in a different role. Is that fair to say?
I don't know.
On air, too.
On air, yeah.
Both you guys will be on the air.
Yeah, both of us will be on the air. And then tomorrow we can tell you the other part of what that is.
Look, the reality is I wanted to do all of this up front and rip the Band-Aid off, and here's what we're doing. Fish, our boss, came to us and said, there's other moving parts. Give us, 24 hours after you make the initial announcement to get all our other ducks in a row. And so we agreed to that. So tomorrow on the show, we will have more information for you. Also, tomorrow evening, I normally do this on Friday nights, but I know a lot of you are going to have questions and comments or whatever. Common Man's Basement, Tuesday edition on YouTube, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
That's
tomorrow night.
I hopefully will be able to make sure I don't know what we have tomorrow night. I'm going to try to pop in the chat so I can also harass you while you do that, which is one of my favorite hobbies to do during Common Man's Basement is to go in there and needle you.
I'll tell you who was the most upset when I told him today.
Who's that?
Jayson Stark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
what's going on? Is there anything I can help with? I mean,
no, Jayson,
no, you're all right.
It's mostly because there haven't been enough solar eclipses.
Lunar eclipses we get all the time, and that doesn't do it for us.
If you could schedule a few more solar eclipses, because when we did that show outside, I feel like that was maybe the pinnacle of broadcasting for us. That really was. That was probably the best we've ever done.
I promise you this, though. We will have nothing but debauchery and silliness up until next Wednesday. And then after that as well, but just in a different form. And coming up either tomorrow or sometime this week, what we're going to have to do is we have to actually split up the sound bites on this show.
We do.
We're going to have a little divorce court where we play our favorite sound bites and then we fight for which one we want to keep.
Yeah, I think that those are our children. The listeners are like, those are our friends who keep us sane. Like
I got bronchitis.
When you're married, when you have kids, that's going to be yours. That's fine. That's
I got
fine.
bronchitis.
I was almost going to say something of like,
don't say anything.
I can't say anything. Right. Tomorrow I can say more. Tomorrow all will be revealed.
Also, there are some of you out there that have man and bone tattoos. God bless you.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get you all a gift.
Don't go get one now.
No,
and think that's going to qualify. We need a timestamp that this photo or something happened before this today.
Yes.
Before April 21st.
I'm dead serious.
3 p.m.
You send us a picture of your man and bone tattoo, and we will send you something.
We don't know what yet.
I'm going to send you a cup of my semen. What more intimate gift is there than that?
I don't know, but that's not. You think intimate means exclusive.
Let me tell you something.
Your blood would also be very intimate and gross, but then you're like Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie. Who wants that? That's gross.
I'm just saying, like, I go to these...
I don't need your hemoglobin.
These shops, and it's like, oh, this is a lock of hair from President Washington, right? What's better than a lock of hair? Just a big tub of goo.
Teddy, when you go on vacation, do you go to stores that have body samples of founding fathers? Is that the stores you frequent? Because I don't go to those.
I've seen those before.
Have you?
Yes.
I don't think that's real. I don't think you went to a store and they were like, oh, yeah, here's, what, you want an Abe Lincoln? Oh, yeah, here you go. Oh, you want a George Washington? We got Ulysses S. Grant? Sure. You want pubes or upstairs? What do you want? I don't think they sell that.
Pubes with the little DNA bulb on the end of it? That's extra. Those have been yanked. That's extra.
Get them graded by like those card grading services.
Oh,
like,
this is a pube.
This is a PSA 9. That's what this is. It's a 9.5. Almost mint.
Just think about it. You go over to somebody's house. You go to their man cave or something, right?
Yeah.
You go down. I know you're not a big like Sinatra fan, but if this person said, "Hey, this is Frank Sinatra's semen in this jar right here," wouldn't that be impressive?
No. It would. One, I would like to know.
And I keep it hot under a Bunsen burner.
That's what I was going to say. One, I guess I would say, how did you keep it in a viscous state all of this time? But then I would probably also say, I don't want to know how that was obtained or why you have it. Because those are questions that I don't want to get the answers to.
We got a lot of guesses as to what we're doing. I can't tell you, what it is, but I will tell you some of your guesses. Like I just saw,
there's a few.
Tito's coming on the show. The entire show, the entire radio station, could be killed off by some sort of zombie apocalypse. Tito could be the only surviving member of the station. He's still not getting afternoon drive.
No.
All right? Don't worry about Tito.
No. Someone said, did J.D. Vance come and visit us before this announcement today?
Did we shake his hand?
No, that didn't happen.
I have been told that he's listened to the show before, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right.
Just saying.
Does he have a meter? That's all.
I think he does.
Okay, great.
Actually, what killed the Pope is that J.D. Vance took a little podcast to the show.
Oh.
And it was us going, pee pee poo poo, yay!
And the Pope was like, all right.
Jesus of a bird!
It's like all the work I've tried to do to make humanity better, and this is the best we've got now. I'm sorry. This is over for me.
All right, Pete Pope.
We do. You know what? I'm obviously not Catholic, but I feel very bad for everyone who obviously cares about that and cares about him.
Of course. Look, there's a billion people in the world that identify as Catholic, and it's a big deal today for a lot of people. But I saw the best tweet in the world today.
Oh, boy.
There is this guy. His name is Mike North.
Now, for those who don't know Mike North, Chicago radio, dare I say icon?
He is. He was on the Score back in the day. He is a Chicago sports radio legend.
Would he be up there with like how Mike Francesa is viewed in New York?
Yes.
Would he be along those lines in Chicago?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a period of time in Chicago where Mike North was making upwards of $1 million a year for doing AM talk radio.
Wow.
That's how influential Mike North was. Now, he's fallen off a cliff since then, but he still pops up here and there. This is Mike North.
You got him all hot. Yeah.
That's who I stole my guys from, because Mike North, we did it in jest.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, oh, you're my guy. Mike North did that all the time for real.
Mm-hmm.
Just everybody was his guy. This guy is a former hot dog vendor who became a radio host. But I saw this tweet from him today.
By the way, that's the backstory of everyone who actually works in radio. Former hot dog vendor, now radio host. That's pretty much all of our resumes right there.
Here's a tweet from Mike North. God bless the Pope. Didn't like him and went rogue and also slow walked the pedo problem and didn't kick some priests out with this crime. They need a reformer who respects all Catholics. Didn't like conservative Catholics a whole lot. Prayer hands emoji, and then he finishes with believed in climate change also.
What? What did he say? He said,
God bless the Pope,
not my guy.
Didn't like him. All right.
That doesn't seem great.
Hey, God bless the Pope. Didn't like him. Kick the pedos out.
I almost had a you moment because you remember how you killed off Bo Schembechler.
I didn't kill him off.
You said something about Bo Schembechler, and then he passed away. Over the weekend, I was in Smoky Mountain National Park, and I tweeted a photo of a bear because we saw a little black bear while we were walking around. And someone said, so can you answer the question, does a bear, blank in the woods? And my snarky response, I almost dialed up, and then I just didn't send it because I thought, it's cheesy and corny, was, is the Pope Catholic? I was going to answer the question with a question because that's one of those things people say.
You would have killed him.
I know. If I had tweeted that
you and
J.D.
then
this happened, I would be on the hook, but I didn't tweet it. So it's not on me.
Speaking of Michigan, I actually have some Michigan news for you coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for an accident that's on eastbound 670's off-ramp to 33. That's blocking the left lane there. And we've got a couple-minute delay on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 east and west split. This report is sponsored by Speedway. No matter what time it is, it's pizza time. Get 2 hot slices of pizza topped with cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat, and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce, all for $5 with Speedy Rewards. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink Ivan.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself? Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of our conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you and is covered by most major insurance. Get treated at our centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Come for the obesity, stay for the anger. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Monday. Big announcement today. The big announcement was that next Wednesday, the 30th of this month, will be our final show together.
Yeah, that's real. That's
real.
happening.
It's a real thing.
And I will say, you and I have had some time to, talk about this. We're excited for the future. It's a bittersweet day, right? Like I'm excited for what's to come. I think you are too. But this, we've been together on this show for 12 years. It's, I was talking with Ted before the show. I come in and, I see you guys a lot. I'm still going to see you guys, but maybe not as often. Can't say more than that right now. And so it's just, stuff like that has hit me, but I'm excited for what's to come. It's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming up in the future.
I'm just reading some of the comments on YouTube. And yes, somewhere Castellanos is hitting a home run right now.
Yeah, come on. Is it
this and the Pope?
Well,
that's
okay,
why he's hitting the home
Pope
run.
is why he's hitting the home run. We're just kind of tagging along on that.
Also, this is Ryan Day's fault. Ryan Day said the only way I come on the show is if you two end the show. We said, okay, coach, whatever you want.
I'll tell you what.
It's all Ryan Day's fault.
We started off this month, April 1st. Well, March 31st, we did the show that we knew we were going to replicate on April 1st for April Fool's Day. We did the whole show again over. We've been planning that for like a year. And then what was that? Ryan Day came in. What was that?
The next week.
The next week.
The
that
next
happened.
Tuesday.
And then now we're 3 weeks into the month where we started off with the April Fool's thing, and now we're telling you by the end of the month this is over. I can admit this is a bit of a whirlwind that we've kind of put you through here over the last 30 days or so. So I would just say I'm sorry, but also that's sometimes in this business, the timelines, you don't get the big, you don't get the Coach K send-off in this business for, it's a year-long thing.
I got you a puppy.
Oh, thanks.
Just like Coach K got.
Why? I have a dog already.
That's all right. Now you have a puppy.
Great.
Puppy.
That'll be fun when they fight. That'll be good.
Michigan quarterback Bryce Underwood showed glimpses of the growing pains he will experience as a freshman and flashes of the promise that made him the nation's top-rated high school football recruit in the Wolverines spring game on Saturday. Underwood was 12 of 26 for 187 yards, with a scrimmage-ending 88-yard pass to tight end Jalen Hoffman on a reverse flea flicker. What the hell are we running reverse flea flickers in a spring scrimmage for?
You know why?
Come on, man.
Because they were probably like, all right, save that one for the end, and then we'll let him end on that. And then, so wait, he had an 88-yard touchdown pass?
That ended it. That was like a walk-off. I guess they said, okay, you're done now.
What was his yardage total before that?
187.
So he threw for 99 yards without that one.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
In a scrimmage where he can't be touched.
He threw 24 times?
26 times. He was 12 of 26 for $187.
So he threw 25 times and completed 11 passes for 99 yards. Great. Good job, Michigan.
But then they had the reverse flea flicker.
No, I know. And then you had that.
And then that magic time.
That'll work every time.
Sharon Moore said he did really well, made some really good throws, then had some things we need to clean up and get better at.
Is it wrong that where I am now is that I don't care if I want the Buckeyes to go defend the national championship. I want them to be like, a deep run in the playoffs again, all those things. This year, it has to end, right? You have to kick this Michigan team in the teeth.
Oh, it ends.
And you have to.
It ends.
This has not, please don't misunderstand. That's not, or else Ryan Day has to be fired.
No,
None of that. No. He's earned a big reprieve from all that for winning a national championship. I fully admit I was wrong on that. I'm glad he's our coach. What I'm saying is that cannot keep happening. This has to be the year that they end this, right?
Well, here's what Bryce Underwood said to Rich Eisen last month about what type of future he envisions for himself.
Okay.
A couple of Heismans and at least one Natty.
Oh.
Hey, man, look.
Get on the Ron Paulus plan. That sounds great.
He's supposed to feel that way. Is it smart to say those things out loud? That's a debate. I have no idea. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say Bryce Underwood will not unseat Archie as a two-time Heisman Trophy winner. Sorry if that's not too hot of a take for you on a Monday.
Well, I also feel like I would love to provide a service to high school and college students who are like big-time athletes who are going to be like on the Rich Eisen show. That's a fairly large platform for a guy who's not even played a down of college football. But I get it. Rich Eisen's a Michigan guy. He's having on this highly touted recruit. Maybe the way to say that is, if I do everything that I'm capable of and I work harder than I ever have, and I have all the luck that I hope I have in college too, of injuries and all that stuff, I'd love to think that eventually I could get to a place where maybe I get that invite to New York and I'm in the finalist, row there for a Heisman. That would be awesome. That's a way to say I've got the goal of winning a Heisman without sounding conceited, right? But when you just throw out there, a couple Heismans, a Natty, that's just not the way to frame that. That maybe is a better way to do it. It's just have a little humility with it. Goes a long way.
Was that an awkward transition?
I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
We got to
we're ending the show. Anyway, Michigan. They had their spring game.
I know. We got to talk about
All right, here, I'll talk about this with you.
Yes.
So I settled in on Saturday around 4:30 to watch the Crew in Miami up in Cleveland, where they tell me 60,000 tickets are sold, and they lied. There wasn't.
I know.
But they had a nice crowd. Crew fans made the trip up there. They made the best of a situation that they'd rather not partake in, because I think everybody wanted this game to be down here. You understand the financial aspects of it. You don't necessarily like it, but if that's maybe one of the reasons you can go out and spend $4.5 million on a guy like Gazdag, then so be it. Now, you tell me what you think with the game, because I sat there, I watched the whole thing. Crew, better than Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Good offensive control, setting up great chances, and if the net was 30 feet in the air, they would have won that game 9-1.
Oh, if they were trying to kick it through the field goal post,
that's what I mean.
The football game, like they would have won that game. You're right, by 5 or 6 goals.
If David Blaine were there and the net was levitating up in the air, Crew win that game, no problem.
Yeah, it was. Man, that is an example of if you've ever watched soccer and wondered how can you look at a 1-0 game and see it as being exciting or drama filled. That's the game. Miami was not playing at the same level that the Crew were for the majority of that game. Messi created some opportunities. Obviously, they scored a goal. That's what it takes. They won that game 1-0. Miami gets credit for scoring a goal when they had an opportunity, but the Crew had far more opportunities and just couldn't do anything with them. Now, I don't even say that. They created great chances. It was a final bounce or just a final, width of the ball, and the ball goes in. I mean, you cannot do more than the Crew did in a game and not score a goal. I've never seen a team dominate offensively the way the Crew did in that game and come away with zero. Not like, they They got a penalty somewhere. Something usually breaks. A ball deflects in that you didn't even mean. It wasn't your best shot, but it just goes in because you're putting so many chances forward. They didn't get one of those to fall in. I don't know how that happened. They should have won that game or at least come away with a point from it. Instead, in a matchup of two of the best teams in the league, the Crew end up on the losing side. I think if they play that way the rest of the way out, they'll win the Supporters Shield by 10 points. Like, they played an awesome game. Against anyone else in MLS, they probably would have destroyed them by 3 or 4 goals. I think there were nerves. I think there were some new faces there. Gazdog in the moment probably should have buried a couple of those, but you move on. That was just a rough game from a finishing standpoint. Everything else was great for the Crew, though.
Today is low-key one of my favorite days of the year, and I'm going to tell you why coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some slowdown due to an accident that's on the left shoulder of southbound 270 on the east outer belt after Hamilton Road. And traffic is moving slow on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Lotto.com. Feeling lucky? Lotto.com has digital scratch tickets, tons of games, and instant fun. Scratch now on Lotto.com. Must be 18 or older to play the lottery. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
And the top overall pick in this year's draft is the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. That's right, it's number one in my heart. This is Scotty Vegas, and we're hosting a special draft show and watch party starting at 7 p.m. Thursday, April 24th for the first round of the draft. Watch and place wagers on the picks with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and a live show at 7 at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If the family of raccoons living in your garage are thinking of moving out because your garage door is too ugly even for them, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Sometimes you don't realize something was bothering you
until it's gone.
That's how you're going to feel
after we work our magic at your house.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
It's Lindsay's one and only trade-a-thon.
We'll trade for anything. Plus, give you $1,000 more for your trade. Choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL or an all-wheel drive HRV LX or a CRV LX and pay just $299 a month. 3 models with one very low Lindsay price.
Trade up to the reliability of a new or certified Honda.
So lock in your price today. The one and only Lindsay Honda Trade-a-thon is back. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Ever thought about teeing off in Ohio Stadium? Now's your chance with Upper Deck Golf. Play around in the shoe, April 24th through 26th. Bring your friends and hit shots from the upper deck onto custom greens on the iconic field below. You'll start and end your round at the stadium clubhouse with great music, cold beverages, food, and interactive golfing challenges. Make it a VIP experience with additional perks, including free entry into driving, chipping, and putting challenges. Tee times will go fast. Register now at upperdeckgolfing.com to book a tee time. That's upperdeckgolfing.com.
The Fan at 1460 ESPN Columbus is your radio home for Sunday Night Baseball.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling today at 614-232-2222.
The Fan.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Billy.
Hi, I'm Billy Hatcher, a former professional baseball player, and I'm a patient at Tri-State Men's Health. Before I started the treatment, it was like my body was sore all the time, and I was feeling very, very sluggish. One day, I would be full of energy, and the next day was like, where did all my energy go? And since I've started, my body hasn't felt this good in a long time. I feel like, I'm not 21 to 25 again. It's just been great. I feel very, very comfortable coming here. When you have the energy, it's amazing. You get to do so many other things that you couldn't do prior to that. If you're tired of hurting in the mornings, you want to improve your health, you want to feel better, give a call to Tri-State Men's Health. I promise you, you will feel better.
Thanks, Billy. It's true. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Just be glad you aren't as stupid as these two.
Oh, yes.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Fish has handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow. He's actually handwritten on here, too. I'm sorry.
Oh, is that
Love
right?
Fish.
Oh. In his own blood, it appears.
Yes, that's right.
Wow. Okay.
Morning Juice. Anthony Schlegel will be on at 6:30. Bishop and Friends at 9:30. They'll talk to Don Waddell, Jackets GM. Also, Dom Taberi will be on with them at 10:30. Tomorrow on this show, all will be revealed about our futures. We're staying at the radio station, but we're not going to be hosting together.
That's right.
The last show is next Wednesday, the 30th of this month.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, Tim?
Hey, looky there. Looky here. I'm a little shocked. I would say the office back there is like one of those old Sports Center commercials where Steiner's got the lantern. That's actually Dom Taberi.
Oh.
He's running around with his tie tied around his head.
Hey. Why didn't you tell me?
What's going on?
That's right.
Who's leaving? So,
Actually,
man.
I did tell him, was it last Friday?
He forgot.
No, I did.
He doesn't know
I told
anymore.
him, and his exact words were, "What the hell? Is there an opening? Can I apply for it?"
Hey, he used to be on the radio station.
That was a long time ago, but yes.
Yeah, it's there will be more tomorrow morning and more tomorrow afternoon.
And more tomorrow night, because I'm doing a Common Man's Basement on YouTube, 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You can go search for it on YouTube. Just search Common Man's Basement. Hit subscribe. It is sponsored by our friends, the Lions Den. Actually, that's going to be the new show. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's going to be me and Adilda Rooney hosting together.
And Dill.
From the Lions Den.
I would actually like to see an episode of you just talking to a Dill.
With
just
glasses.
Right there. Yeah, it's just like, and then maybe you do the other voice like, oh, yeah, how's it going? Like Teddy, you do the whole show by yourself.
Teddy has control of the remote control anal beads as well that will be inside of me. He can make them vibrate. There you go, Ted.
Are you playing chess? Is that what's happening?
Mm-hmm. What did I tease for you? Oh, today is low key. That's enough. Today is low key. One of my favorite day of the year. Today is Patriots Day.
Great day.
Today is Boston Marathon Day.
Yeah.
And I like it because I get baseball at 11:30 in the morning.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. The Red Sox, here's what's wrong with it. The Red Sox played the White Sox. The White Sox should be a traveling road show for any team that desperately needs a victory. It's like, oh, retiring somebody's number? Want your team to guarantee a victory? Have the White Sox come on in. Patriots Day? Good tidings, marathon.
They can play the Savannah Bananas.
That's right. Have the White Sox come in. They'll lose to you.
Yeah. We want to have an interleague game with the Dodgers? No. That's not for Patriots Day. Get the White Sox in there. You're right.
But I saw the winners, and I forget their names of the Boston Marathon, but the woman looked very fast.
Oh, is that right?
She just looked fast. I didn't watch her run.
The person who won the road race with their feet
looked very fast.
Looked like they might be fast.
Well, it's not like someone who looked like you. That would be very impressive.
That would be shocking.
But I saw that she won $200,000.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that's great.
I don't know if you know that not everyone who wins these, but most of the people who win marathons, they're already sponsored by like a shoe company. They're professionals. This is their livelihood. And then this is why, because then they go win money that helps further fund this and allow them to continue to, capture more championships. I'm trying to see here. looks like the men's winner was John Corir, Korir.
What did he win? Is it more than 200? Because if it was more than 200, we riot.
Doesn't say, but it does say that he joins his brother Wesley, who won it in 2012. Yeah,
achieving family. Where's John Corir from?
Kenya.
Yes,
and Wesley, his brother, presumably also from Kenya.
I'm guessing
it doesn't say that here,
also
but
from Kenya.
Do you want to know what John's mile pace was?
Give me the mile pace.
I would do anything to know that.
Yes, you would. 4 minutes, 41 seconds.
Good Lord.
For the entire marathon.
For 26 miles.
For 26.2 miles.
Try to run a mile under 5 minutes.
I was going to say,
as a human.
I thought the 4-minute mile was like the impressive benchmark.
That's for 1 mile.
I think it is.
That's for if you are like the fastest runners alive.
I got to tell you, I'm not that impressed.
No. The fastest runners alive, like human capacity to run a mile, may not. I don't know what it is now. It's probably like 3:45 or something like that.
That's a good question. It probably has slimmed down.
You could look it up.
Yeah.
But we've reached the point in running where they don't think that there will be. No one's getting under like 3 minutes per mile. Like humans physically can't run much faster than that.
3 minutes, 43 seconds.
Okay. So I'm saying
that's the fastest mile ever.
That's the world record for the mile.
That is someone.
That is Haitham El Guerrouj of Morocco back in 99. Okay. We got to beat that. That's 26 years ago.
What I'm saying is that is someone running as hard as they can for less than 4 minutes. And when they get done, they look like they want to die. This guy ran 26 miles at basically a minute a mile slower than that. Like
it's mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling.
It really is.
I don't know how people do that. Sharon Lokedi of Kenya won the women's division.
Too hot.
In a course record time. She defeated defending champ Helen Obiri, who finished second.
Oh, that's a rivalry right there.
Yeah. I will say the running community, the nice thing about this, like imagine, I was just telling Timmy about, like, if you could go to Augusta, that's like a thing. To get a ticket to Augusta. As a golf fan, that's the ultimate, right? If you can get that ticket. You have to put in the lottery. It's very hard to get in.
You're talking about just go and be a patron.
Just go.
Yeah, like I've been trying to do. Yeah. In June every year, win tickets to the following year's Masters.
How many people have tried to do that over the years and have never gotten to go?
I hope there's a lot more that are disappointed like me.
Right.
I hope everyone that tries doesn't just get to go in the first 3 or 4 years.
What I'm saying is if you're a runner, now it's not easy, but if you can run a Boston Marathon qualifying time, then you can get into, not just be at the race, you can run the race with these elite runners. You won't see them because they'll be long gone.
Right, yeah.
But you can participate
put up
in the event.
Impressive number to get to the race.
Yeah. You have to be able to do something fairly athletic yourself, but if you can, so imagine if to get to the Masters they said, "Hey, if you play a great course here, you play Jack's Place. Head on up to Muirfield." And if you can par that course over 18 holes.
Well, let's move on to the next challenge because that can't be done.
Well, I'm saying, but if you worked at it and you were like, I can make par over 18 holes, one round, you play your best round ever, you could then just automatically go to the Masters.
That would be something.
Right.
That would be something.
That's what this is.
Jack, if you could cut that rough down a little bit at your place, maybe that could be more doable.
I'm not cutting that down. I like it to be very complicated.
Jack, what about the media round this year? Do you think you could let me play this time?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Well, because Adam King doesn't have any pubes. I feel bad for him, so I let him play instead of you.
I love to play golf, though, and I love talking about your tournament.
Adam King's a good, clean boy.
Yes, I know he is, but so am I.
No. I've heard bad things about your hygiene.
What? What are you talking about?
You grow that molester mustache and hang around the middle schools. It's not good.
I look worse without the mustache, Jack.
Timmy, you got to do more than a 2-hour radio show every day to get invited to the media game. I'm sorry. That's just how it works.
Oh, my God.
That's just how it works.
By the way, speaking of the way you look without a mustache, Instagram thinks I'm a lesbian. So I'm going to tell you about that.
Teddy's alarm clock is going on.
Oh, man, take a pill.
Crazy pills.
I'm going to tell you
That's
why.
Also Teddy's man may get us fired to the next segment alarm that goes off whenever. Yeah.
Stop it now.
Okay.
It's not Instagram thinks I'm a lesbian. And you know what?
You're a lesbian.
They're not wrong. We'll discuss.
All right.
Coming up next, Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got slower traffic on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and 315. And you're looking at a 5-minute delay on eastbound 33 between 270 and Ebright Road on the East Outer Belt. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hear that? That's the sound of saving a good deal more when you shop with M-Perks at Meijer. Some delicious blueberries, money saved. A creamy treat of cookie dough ice cream, that's money saved. Savings, savings, savings. Because every dollar spent is also 10 points earned in M-Perks, which you can use to save on your next grocery trip or up to $1 off per gallon on your next tank of gas. At Meijer, we work hard to help you save a good deal more for a whole lot less. That's bringing more good to life. Exclusions apply. See mperks.com for details.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by two things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your four-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Picture this. You walk into a Tim Hortons and get a warm toasted English muffin or a buttery biscuit layered with fluffy fresh cracked eggs, melty cheese, and savory sausage or bacon. Now imagine that breakfast sandwich for just $3 when you buy any size coffee, hot or cold, because when you're running on empty, you want a breakfast that does more than just fills you up. So start your morning with Tim's, because you deserve a breakfast that's as good as your day is going to be. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Offer valid only during breakfast hours. Exclusions apply. Additional terms apply.
Hey there, long day, empty stomach, craving hot and cheesy pizza? Get the $5 meal deal at Speedway. 2 big, delicious slices of pepperoni, 3 cheese, or extreme meat, and a Mountain Dew 20 ounce for just $5 with Speedy Rewards. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for details.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, we've got a boat for everyone. So come on down and find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Wait, Leslie, what is that dude doing over there at that window?
Well, that dude is Chase, and Chase is making that window look perfect. We're sticklers on detail, Wilson, both in our showroom and definitely in people's homes.
Chase, be careful. May have spilled some coffee over there just a bit ago.
Oh, he knows. He seems to work a lot more when you're around, Wilson. Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's going to audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. In the category of not a surprise to anyone, Duke's Cooper Flag declared for the NBA draft today. Projected as the number one pick, he averaged over 19 points and better than 7 rebounds a game in his one season with the Blue Devils. NBA playoffs tonight. It'll be Detroit at New York and the Clippers at Denver. NHL playoffs. Eastern Conference opening game. Montreal at Washington. Out west, St. Louis at Winnipeg. Where the Jets won the opener. Colorado at Dallas. Avalanche a 1-0 lead. Edmonton playing their first game of their series at Los Angeles. Baseball. Cincinnati Reds start a series in Miami with the Marlins. Cleveland Guardians will host the New York Yankees. The Guardians will be attempting for a 4th straight win. This update brought to you by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Dr. Mark Levy's office a call at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Objects in radio may be dumber than they appear. This is Man and Bone.
Big announcement today. Bone and I are splitting up. After 12 years together, our final show will be next Wednesday, the 30th. That will also be the final Wild Card Wednesday because whatever the two of us are doing independently, Wild Card Wednesday will die with this show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's more to be revealed tomorrow. We've been asked by management to let the process play out. So there will be more that we can tell you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
I will say I'm getting a kick out of everybody's guesses. Now, the burner phone is going crazy, and I'm not going to be able to respond to you guys, but I am seeing what you're texting, and I appreciate most of you. Here's just a selection. Been listening since I was in high school. I'm almost 30 now. You've both been my guys for a long time. Thanks for the 12 great years, and go to hell. Thank you very much. And a lot of them are very nice, and a lot of them are just, people who don't understand. And I understand why you don't understand. Because it took a while for us to understand.
It did. But, yeah, I think once we can talk more about it tomorrow, we'll answer some more questions. And I think you'll see. I'm not saying everybody will be happy with what we announce tomorrow.
Change is not easy. Change is not easy for me. Trust me.
Yeah.
I don't like change. I hate change.
Trust the process.
Thank you, Teddy.
Right, Bone? Trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process. That's
it worked
exactly
for the
right.
Sixers.
That's right.
I will say I'm getting a kick out of, this person's going here, this person's getting fired. Some of you are kind of close. Some of you are wildly wrong.
Yeah.
I will say I never said that we were going to keep the format, though. I said we'd still be at the radio station, but I didn't say we were still going to do sports. We could go back to music on the FM dial. We have all this crap still in the system.
Yeah.
Just dust it off.
We could. We could do that What would you want to go like hot AC like we used to be, or would you want to go something else?
Well, if we got other stuff, we'd have to redo all the imaging.
Oh, well, thank God we're not doing any of that.
It's the weekend. Enjoy the mix. A better mix. Mix 97.1.
Man, it's amazing that station failed. Because I think 17-second jingles are the key to success.
Right.
That's what I think.
Where you're like, is this the song? Oh, no, this is them promoting their radio station. All right, it should be over now. It should be over now. It's still going.
We never think about all the fine people that in the jingle game that have lost their jobs due to AI.
Oh, well.
No?
No, you're right. It's bad. I agree with you. I think art needs to be made by humans. I don't think the AI art is great.
80s, 90s now, a better mix. Mix 97.1.
Good old days of radio.
I take it back.
You're right. I'm glad these people are out of job. AI does it better.
At least for that stuff. Maybe not for everything, clearly, but
All right,
for that,
speaking
yeah.
of AI, Instagram thinks I'm a lesbian. Let me tell you why. The ads that it's feeding me now, it doesn't know what to make of me. I actually posted this on the gram yesterday. I got an ad that said, "Stop shaving your vagina." And it was an ad.
It was an ad
for like a
sent to you.
laser.
Was it Chris Spielman just sending you an ad? Like, just tough it up? Is that what he was trying to do? That's inappropriate.
Yeah, that's
by the
right.
way.
That could play on both
Don't
levels.
do that. That's not all right.
But
don't do that.
You know, I was fed one of those, and I thought it was funny, so I just, put it in my story on Instagram.
Look at you
with no context whatsoever. But I'm getting all these ads now because I'm a unicorn in a lot of ways. I'll click on sportsy stuff on Instagram. I'll click on scented candles.
Okay.
I got no problem
sure.
with that. I love a good candle. I like a good face cream. I'll click on that. Recipes. I like to cook. I'll click on that. Now, maybe you're saying, well, that's not that confusing. But then I'll click on, big-breasted women dancing about.
Yeah, you have a lot of hotties in the timeline as well.
So it assumes, well, these scented candles, face cream, sports, big-breasted women. Must be a lesbian.
Well,
let's send him "Stop Shaving Your Vagina" ads.
But hold on. I feel like, and again, I don't, everybody can be whoever they are, right? There are lots of people who identify lots of different ways who like all those things you just said. But traditionally, typically, over the last 50 years, if you're someone who liked sports and hot women, that would be known as like the target demographic for a beer ad, which is normally men.
Right, but then I throw them off.
Because you're looking
with
at,
I don't want wrinkles on my face. Let me try this new cream and scented candles.
The candles and the cream are that's really throwing it off.
I know.
Like, it doesn't think, now this is wrong because obviously we've all grown and evolved, but it thinks that men don't like those things. And that's
I
wrong.
pride myself on being unique. I have no apologies. But then I started thinking about it. There's really no difference between me and a lesbian. I mean, I think I am a lesbian.
There's one major difference.
With the wiener? That's just a minor detail.
You're
and
right.
I've said I don't need it anyway.
He doesn't want one.
I don't want it. I want to be smooth down there.
Well, hey, you've said that a lot with your phone sitting there. Maybe your phone's like, so you want this?
See, I think that the phone is also pulling from the woman in the house as well. And it's half listening to you.
No,
and it might be pulling a little bit from her and showing some ads because it knows that you're sitting next to her on the couch for a lot of this.
First
of all, have you not seen like the toy in your Instagram ads?
The toy? What do you mean
yes,
toy?
like there's been, in my feed, there's been actual feminine toys in the ads. What does that mean?
Well,
Timmy, I think this app knows you better than you know yourself. Is what I'm saying. I mean,
come on. There's a line to be drawn. Come on.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, of course there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it knows that I live with my wife.
Yeah. Does it?
I think it does.
Does it?
I think it does.
Well, doesn't it know that my wife spends $6,000 so she doesn't have to shave her vagina anymore?
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Why are you saying, oh, that's right?
You told the story.
I did tell the story. I know you did, but I'm saying it's just a weird thing. Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh, yes, I remember. You had us over for that dinner party and the smooth test.
We all talked about it. There was a PowerPoint presentation. There was a photo slide.
Yeah, these ads are something. I got to tell you, I have not got any want to shave my vagine or need a toy ads. I haven't gotten those on Instagram.
You haven't gotten them yet? Well, we're talking about them now.
You know what I did get, though?
I'm going to pop on my gram right now.
This does prove that Instagram is very confused because I got an Instagram ad the other day. I was looking at Columbus Clippers baseball caps.
Okay.
Because they have a lot of cool styles. The Valero stuff is really neat. And every year they add a few new designs. And I thought, all right, let me check out and I'm going to get something. I just hadn't decided yet.
Yeah, everybody likes a new Clippers hat.
I'm bad at browsing for like a week online for like.
I do that too.
I leave the tabs
Never
open.
buy, right?
Right, but I'm looking. I'm like, okay, now I'll get that.
You want to be sure about your purchase.
Yes. So I got an Instagram ad that said, because I had been on the New Era website looking at hats as well, and it was like, check out the latest NBA styles. Because I watched the
Watch
NBA.
a lot of clips.
I had looked up some NBA hats too.
Yeah.
But it sent me, check out the new NBA styles from New Era, and the hat it put in there was for our Columbus Clippers. So I don't even know how it did that.
Well,
but
it
saw that I liked the Clippers hats.
AI doesn't know there's a minor league baseball team called the Clippers.
That's what I'm saying. It had to be AI that saw that and said, Clippers, NBA, he must want NBA Clippers hats. This is the specific hat he was looking at. This is an NBA hat.
Mm-hmm.
And a human would have probably looked at that and said, oh, wait a second. That doesn't look anything like their hat.
Here's an ad. Here's an ad for decorative rugs. You see?
Yeah.
I'm getting that because I also click on home decor stuff. I like that.
All right. Let's see what I'm going to.
There's that.
Yeah.
There's a belt. That's actually men's
You say
clothes.
a belt?
A belt. Someone wants to sell me a belt. What else?
Belts are going bye-bye, aren't they? With the pants that they're making these days?
What do you mean belts are going bye-bye?
I mean, belts are going bye-bye with the types of pants people are wearing.
That is spoken with a guy who's never had a gut.
Yeah, Tim.
What the hell?
It's got nothing to do with the gut.
It has everything to do with the gut.
Belts are also worn for style. If you're wearing a suit, you wear a belt with it because it
that's
goes
fine.
with the look.
You know what
and
happens
it can keep your
when you
pants
have
up.
a gut that presses up against the seam? It's knocking that pants down. It desperately wants to go down.
It's also very uncomfortable if you got a belt that's pushing into the metal on the belt buckle. It's no bueno.
Yeah, I've had that too.
Yes, it is, Tim.
Oh, we know.
Yes, it is.
Now, they do have, I have seen they make little, I got an ad for this on Instagram. Their belts, they're like loops that go on the side, like the side 2 or 3 loops on each side of you, but they don't have a middle. So you put one on each side and you cinch them on the sides. It holds your pants together, but you don't have a belt buckle in the middle. I haven't bought them, but I thought they looked interesting.
Here's a supplement they want to sell me that's going to get rid of my man breasts.
I keep getting ads for, because I looked up watch bands, because mine on my little Garmin is starting to wear out. So now I'm getting ads for Barton bands. I'm getting those ads all the time.
I got a bunch of bands at home that I'm not using.
Well, I don't know which one. I think I'm getting a cloth one. This rubber one is a little.
Can I tell you what I can't stand? I'm sure we all get them.
Yeah.
Is these T-shirt ads where it's like, get rid of your dad bod.
Oh, yeah.
With this T-shirt.
And True Classics or whatever.
They put the shirt on some dude that looks like Schlegel. It's like tight in the chest. It's like, well, I don't want it tight in the chest.
I also don't bench 275 pounds.
I don't want it anywhere tight. That's the problem.
Can I tell you, I'm not going to do ads for these companies, but I got an ad for one of these T-shirt companies where they send you 3 different shirts of different cuts, lengths, sleeves, everything. You put them on, and then you pick which one of those 3 fits, because they all fit a little different. You pick the one you like.
You're recommending this?
Yeah.
What's the company?
I'm wearing one right now. I think it's called 3 Fit Mafia. No, it's 3 Fit Theory, I want to say is what it's called. But it's a T-shirt company. I think they're based in the U.S., and they send you 3 shirts. Once you pick the one you like, then they put it in the system, and any shirt you buy, whatever color you get, it's that cut, and then it fits your body. So I actually went and did that. It's pretty good.
3 Fit Theory.
Yeah.
That is what it's called.
Yeah. And I think it costs like $40 to get started. And then they send you the stuff. You send the shirts back that you don't need, and then you can order more. I think they're like $20 a piece after that. It's not too bad.
Right, sure enough, my first ad that I see is New Era Caps.
I have a New Era Caps ad too, Timmy.
Listening.
Wants me to get a Maple Leafs hat, though, and that sucks.
That's you.
I promise you I'm not searching Maple Leafs things.
Sure you aren't. You just love Toronto.
I like syrup, though.
I do like syrup.
You like pure maple syrup.
It's good. It's expensive.
You know who doesn't like maple syrup? My mom.
No?
No, she likes the corn syrupy stuff. Like if you give her real maple syrup, it's like, what is this? It's actual syrup.
I mean, I usually get the corn syrup stuff, but it's only because I just don't want to pay $30 for like a bottle of syrup. You know who hates break times? Us.
We're not breaking today, Tim.
Who cares?
We're skipping commercial breaks.
What are they going to do? Cancel the show?
Ooh, yeah, can't hold that over our head. Yeah.
All right, Fat Boy food tip. Yeah. Next, Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 70 on the east side at 270. We also have some slower traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by True Green. We're back in the Miller's Yard, who now use True Green. Their lawn started looking like a fairway, and pro golfers started showing up. They love playing this lawn. Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself. Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. Get treated at one of the Low T Centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Our double hung is as good as it gets. There's something really simple. It's called an interlock. We interlock our windows. The interlock is the absolute best way to alleviate air infiltration. With the interlock, it's harder to break into. When you interlock the sashes, it makes a better window. It's just a darn good window, and we're very proud of it.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Fish has been named the third best sports program director in the country. The two dudes who finished ahead of him are dead. So we're declaring him the winner. You're listening to the home of champions, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care.
For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Steel walk behind, zero turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A bit of sunshine, breezy and warm and dry on this Monday evening. Temperatures running around 70. Overnight we'll fall back down to the upper 40s. A bit of a breeze, but dry by Tuesday morning and a cool start. Back in the low 70s with plenty of sunshine by Tuesday afternoon. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Highly medicated, barely educated. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
I would like to point out to you, because it was Patriots Day today, which means White Sox and Red Sox played an early start over at Fenway. White Sox lost again because that's what they do. They are 5-17 so far on the season. Now, last year they set a record with 121 losses. No Major League Baseball team had ever lost that many games before. And last year, their winning percentage was .253. Okay? 253, worst team ever. This year so far, winning percentage, .227. Worse than last year. And I said this during the offseason. You look at this roster, it's worse than last year. Worse.
That's hard to believe, man. I mean, I know you said that, and I believe that you know what you're talking about. I also know the answer to this because I know it's the old man who owns the team who doesn't seem to care. But to me, when your organization is criminally bad, historically bad, worst season in Major League Baseball, history bad, you would think that would be enough to say, well, I don't care what we have to do. Something has to change this offseason. And instead, they apparently did nothing and made it even worse.
You know what else I would do if I were 89 years old, knowing the Chicago White Sox? I'd spend $1 trillion.
Right.
I'd say, I don't know how many more years I have left in me, and I'm not going to go down like this. What an embarrassment that my team lost 121 games. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm going out and hey, Juan Soto, come on down.
Right.
Like I'm just throwing money around like I'm going to die soon because you are going to die soon.
Well, and I mean, I don't mean to hold this over like Reds fans' heads, but like you would think Ellie De La Cruz, he would be like anybody who's even having a glimmer of hope of being like an awesome player down the road, let alone being a good player right now. You'd think he would just be openly flouting the rules of Major League Baseball and saying, hey, I got to tell you, I'm having dinner with that guy. Seems awesome. Like, just go ahead. What else? What are they going to do?
My favorite new steakhouse called Tamper.
Right. Yeah.
Do something about it.
I'm saying,
hey, but
let them stop you.
While you're still sucking big time, though, I have got a pitcher for you guys that you should trade for right away.
Who's that?
His name is Charlie Morton.
Oh, you hate yourself some Charlie Morton.
Would you please go and get that guy?
Was he pitching yesterday when they totally crapped the bed against the Reds?
Oh, I seen it.
You seen it.
He, I think, had 7 earned runs and 7 hits in the handful of innings that he pitched. They had positional players pitching, serving up the grand slam and the 3-run shot down the stretch run.
Teddy, your guys.
24-2.
24 runs, Teddy.
Looks good.
I got to tell you, since they had that little stretch where they couldn't score any runs, they've actually been consistently scoring some runs here.
Yeah, and they got Austin Hayes in the lineup finally. Matt McClain's back, so they got nice guys in the lineup there. And last time though, they did have the 14th spot they put up a few weeks ago, and then they I think had the run of the 1-0 games after that. So hopefully,
we're going to talk more about that.
That won't happen tonight in Miami.
Let's hope. I know it's early. Let's hope the Reds don't have a little bit of that. Like, Jackets had a great year. I'm not disparaging what the Jackets did, but Jackets had some times where it was like, oh, hey, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. Man, they're scoring goals left and right. And then it's like, oh, now we have 4 games in a row where we didn't score a goal, or 3 games in a row where we only scored 1 and we lost all of them. That feels a little bit like the Reds early in this season. Hopefully they can even out a little bit. Spread those runs around.
Marlins and Reds on a Monday night down there.
Tickets.
Oh, that's going to be jam-packed.
Tickets available.
Jam-packed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for the cheapest ticket for this game.
Is this in Miami?
Free. Yeah, it's in Miami.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's in Miami. They're saying $8 on Vivid seats. I think you can negotiate that down.
I think you can walk into the stadium.
That's a bad deal.
You can just walk into the stadium and they'll go, oh, sir, do you have a ticket? And be like, no. And they'll just go, okay, fine. Just go on in.
Dude, I kid you not, too. The $8 is for a ticket in the second row.
No, it's not.
yes, it is.
You could sit next to Marlins man for the $8.
Oh, yeah. Not right behind home plate now. No.
No, but you're low.
But you're low.
Yeah.
You're not like in the bleeders. They didn't even have the bleeders opened up for this game.
No.
So what if like Nick Markakis came with his gold pass or whatever? Where does he get to sit? Like
Probably sits
right there behind home plate.
Nick Markakis.
No, that's
you know how every former player gets the gold card or whatever.
If you have enough service time, you have we did that story last week where you can just walk in.
Right.
Any random major leaguer can just walk in and say, "Give me your best available seat. I want it for free." They'd probably let him pitch. That's probably what they're just like. Go. What do you want to do? Hit, pitch, play the field. What do you want to do? Go ahead. You're out on the team. You can be on either team today.
There is a seat. Man, you're right next to the dugout for $24.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
My God. You could reach out and touch the dugout.
That's right.
$24.
That's the move. That's what you do. Come on, Miami. Go out there.
All right, Fat Boy Food. Yeah.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip. This is dumb. I quit.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
All right, Bone, you went on vacation last week down to the South. Did you have any good food?
I did. I went to Redneck Vegas, a.k.a. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Gatlinburg, that whole area. And we have been to this place before. I think it's a one-off. Maybe they have another location somewhere else in Tennessee. I'm going to recommend this. I know this doesn't help you if you're not going to that specific area of the country. But let me just highlight a great restaurant in Pigeon Forge. This place is called Local Goat. Local Goat. And it is a new American restaurant, is how they bill themselves. Their description on their site says casual hub for modern American eats featuring locally sourced ingredients plus craft draft beer. They do have great beer selection. But all their food, including the buns that they serve their burgers on, made in-house from scratch.
All right.
Every day. They say the ketchup is made in-house. Now, I don't know why they go to those lengths, but
it seems like a waste of time to me.
It's delicious. Here's what I want to tell you what we had, and it was some of the best food I've had. When it comes to, like picture going to a sports bar, you're getting food that's at a place like that. The appetizer we got was a fondue plate with melted cheese, of course, and then you had just French bread, toasted, lightly toasted. They had pretzel bites. But when I tell you with these pretzel bites, what they did was they took a large pretzel, they sliced it into little bites, and then they must have put those in a skillet with a little oil and fried them up or sauteed them because they were all soaked with a little bit of oil and crispy. Like the edges where they'd been cut were all browned and crispy.
But soft on the inside.
Soft on the inside, though. I've never had anything like it. And
that's tough to beat.
So that's two things on the fondue plate. The third thing, apples. Green apples.
Apples?
Yes. And you know what? Well, I thought because apple pie with the cheese on it, that's a Wisconsin thing.
I guess.
I tried it. Very good.
Yeah?
I tried every one of those. And here's the best part. They came back and said, oh, yeah, because they gave you a big pot of cheese. They said unlimited refills on the dipping stuff.
Oh, more bread.
So you could bring out all pretzels if you wanted, or all bread. That was the appetizer. It was like $14. I could have just ate that. But the burger I got, the pimento cheese burger, where they take a nice third-pound Angus beef patty. They put a nice couple pieces of cheese on it, caramelized onions, a little bit of bacon jam, and then pimento cheese, like a thick pat of it, spread on the top of it.
Did that get a nice melt on that burger?
Oh, it got a nice melt, and it's dripping down your face.
What kind of cheese? Because it almost sounds unnecessary with the pimento cheese.
I believe it was cheddar.
Okay.
They put on there, but it was, then they had the other toppings on top of that, and then pimento on top. Delicious. And we finish it, and they just bring you fries. They have the very, like fair fries, essentially, like the very,
like boardwalk cut.
Yeah, boardwalk cut. Yeah, you get the that
medium
kind of
thickness.
Yeah, very good.
What's the name of this place?
Local Goat. If you're ever in Pigeon Forge,
I'm not. But
I will tell you,
Goat.
I've never been. We've only been a couple times, but every time we've called, it's at least an hour wait, and we wait. It is that good. Finish it off. They have creme brulee for your dessert, and like everyone in the family is like my daughters would murder someone for this creme brulee.
Yeah.
It's one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. I'm sure some of that is because we were on vacation. We were having a good time.
Sounds delicious.
But I'm telling you, those pretzel bites changed my life because I'd never seen someone do it like that, where they cut them up and then like did a little extra saute on them or something to crisp them up.
I got diverticulitis.
No, that was the first meal back to like.
That was it?
Well, I had been eating mashed potatoes and like mac and cheese, just soft stuff. But I said, I don't care. I will take the pain if this thing gives it to me.
How did it go?
It's good. We're good.
No
we're
problem?
back. No, we're back.
Okay, good.
Tonight, Taco Bell. Final boss.
Yeah.
That's the final challenge right there.
Yikes is coming up next. 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 5-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side between James Road and 270. And there's a couple minutes slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio 811. Call before you dig. Contact Ohio 811 at least 48 hours before you dig. It's easy to do, and it's the law. Centerpoint Energy, Columbia Gas, Duke Energy, and Enbridge Gas want you to dig safely. Contact Ohio 811 every time you dig. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co., located right here in Columbus. Introducing their newest product, 614 Vodka, Ohio's house vodka. Perfect to make a drink at home or try when you're out at your favorite local restaurant. Learn more at 614vodka.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The kings of local social media.
Twitters and twatters.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Monday. If you missed the big announcement at the top of the program, Bone and I have announced that after 12 years of being together, we are getting an amicable divorce. Our last show will be next Wednesday, April 30th. More details to come tomorrow. It is Yikes time. Now, I don't understand things. I don't understand Wisconsin Green Bay hiring Doug Gottlieb to be their head coach. I don't understand how they allow him to do his radio show in addition to coaching. I don't understand how they didn't realize their mistake and then fire him instantly. So I was a bit taken aback today when I saw that Gottlieb managed to secure a commitment from LeBron in the transfer portal. Yikes. No, silly, not that LeBron. LeBron Thomas, who played junior college ball last year, averaged 16 a game. I was reading a piece today about how well the Green Bay Phoenix, yes, that's what they're called, played down the stretch. They played some close games. They beat Wright State. Nice way to end a 4-28 season. Yikes. I would like to point out that the season before Gottlieb, they won 18 games. Yikes.
In the Mavs play-in game that they were involved in, they lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. Yikes. That was a team that was, you thought going to be a lot better, but midway through the season, they decided to trade Luka Doncic, and in return, one of the pieces they got was Anthony Davis, who has been a very good player for them, and in that game, he played very well. However, late in the game, he shot a three, he missed, he came down limping back to the bench. just a few minutes to go in that game when that happened. It was pretty much out of reach anyway. Not a great sign, though, for one of your biggest pieces if you're the Mavs to have that type of injury. The yikes, though, as much as that was bad, was for the cameraman for ESPN, who, kudos to them, whoever they are, they zoomed in on Nico Harrison, the GM of the Mavs, who orchestrated the Luka AD trade. They cut to that camera shot right as Anthony Davis is limping back to the bench. Yikes. I wouldn't want to be Nico Harrison. He has a lot of people who don't like him there in Dallas.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, he made an appearance at WrestleMania yesterday, and he had quite the yikes moment. Of course, it's Stone Cold, so he had to come down to the ring, and driving on an ATV, and he did a lot of laps around the ring. Well, he lost control at one point and ran into the barrier that separates the fans from the ring area. Yikes. There was a fan standing near the wall when this happened, and she took a little bit of a fall backwards. Yikes. She looked fine, but I wouldn't be shocked if a lawsuit came soon. Yikes.
The American Cancer Society states that 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during their lifetime, with over 35,000 men in the U.S. alone having died from the disease so far in 2025. Yikes. Well, studies have found that self-pleasure once a day can reduce your chances, with one study from Harvard saying that 21 ploofs a month reduces the risk of developing prostate cancer by a whopping 20%. Yikes. Not only that, doctors say we're relying too much on melatonin and sleep aids to wind down before bed. We should really be doing the hibbity-dibbity with someone or alone. Doesn't matter. So the next time you're on the other side of the bed, sanding the banister, and the missus gives you a dirty look, just say, honey, I got to do what I got to do to stay healthy. Yikes.
Blocked by Marty? Anyway. Shoney's, the restaurant, we were all familiar with it. It was a fantastic place back in the day. My wife loves Shoney's. We were on vacation and we saw one down in the South and we said, let's try it out. Yikes. As much as I gave a good review of that local goat place in Fatboy Food, dude, their menu, they handed it to us and we thought it was missing something. It's just it's a one piece of paper folded in half, essentially, with like 8 items on it. Yikes. They do have their centerpiece of the Shoney's restaurant is the all-you-can-eat buffet, which includes things like hamburgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, ribs, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes.
How
and
could
of course,
that be bad?
Because every bit of that food has been brought to you frozen and ill-prepared. Yikes. My kids got a burger, and my middle one said, Dad, try a piece of this and tell me, is there something wrong with this burger? I looked at it and I could tell it was like press board. If press board was meat, that's what this was. I took a bite of it. I barely could chew through it. It was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. Shoney's, I'm sad to say, is cooked. Yikes.
The NBA playoffs, they got underway this weekend, and the top seed in the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they gave a beatdown to Memphis. That makes you want to say, yikes. The Thunder jumped out to a 32-point halftime lead. Yikes. They went on to win the game by 51 points, 131-80. Yikes. It was only game 1 of their 7-game series, but that was definitely a huge yikes of a performance for the Grizzlies.
Did Sean McDonough just lecture everybody about how they didn't belong?
He should have.
Yeah.
Passengers on board an American Airlines flight from New York City to Milan earlier this month was nearly at the halfway mark of their 8-hour journey when they learned their plane was making a U-turn back to the U.S. Why? An unruly passenger was apparently upset about the meal they were served. Yikes. The passengers were told there was a mechanical issue, which is why they had to turn back. That makes it more terrifying, but it also prevents everyone on the plane from kicking the crap out of the disruptive passenger. To me, that's a negative. You want to be an ass? Do it at your own risk. If I were on that plane, we all just would have jumped up and beat this guy's ass. Yikes.
We, of course, like we've been talking about, I was on a trip this past weekend. We went to Smoky Mountain National Park, and we saw a baby bear. Yes, in a tree about 20, 30 feet off the road. There was a bear up in a little tree, maybe a couple feet off the ground. There was a log in front of the tree where the little bear had been sleeping, it looked like. And then a bunch of, like a hill and a little bit of brush. And it was kind of, hard to get up there. Don't worry, though. All the people that we were standing near decided, let's go run up there and try to get as close as we can to this baby bear. Yikes. This was also near the side of a road, so people were just coming to a stop in the middle of traffic, abandoning their car, driver's side door open, trying to get a picture of a baby bear. The point here is be careful around the wildlife, because as we were standing there for about 30 seconds, I said, Mama Bear may be somewhere in the vicinity.
Mama Bear jumps out and kills you.
Yeah, so we didn't stick around long. We parked safely and hiked back to where this was to try to see a little bit of it. And by the time we got up there, we realized it was not worth the commotion. We did get a couple photos, but still, yikes.
Many Pirates fans have had enough losing and are demanding to be heard. On Saturday, the Pirates, they were giving away a Paul Skeens bobblehead, so they had a huge crowd. Well, the team was losing once again, and the fans started a huge chant of, "Sell the team! Yikes!" It was coming across the Pirates TV broadcast so clearly that Sportsnet Pittsburgh, they cut the crowd noise so it couldn't be heard as easily. Yikes. After the chants died down, they did return to the crowd noise to the broadcast, but I don't think this issue is going to go away soon, so good luck to Sportsnet Pittsburgh in trying to quiet the chants on the broadcast, and yikes.
Teddy, you brought up Stone Cold Steve Austin with a little crash at WrestleMania. I've seen some headlines, but I know that you watched. I don't know if you enjoyed, but Teddy will break down WrestleMania for us coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's blocking the left lane on eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt after 23. Police are on scene, adding to that slowdown. And we've got slower traffic on southbound 315 between 670 and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Grocery shopping is a good deal better with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Pay just $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more participating items. Save big on everything you need for a complete family meal, including assorted Meijer frozen vegetables, select varieties of Campbell's condensed soup, Meijer pasta and pasta sauce, and Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Family-friendly meals and low prices. That's the happy shopper good life at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
If your last garage door repair guy used phrases like the springy pulley-uppy-ma-bobber, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Hey, living with chronic pain, it's like trying to get comfortable on a cactus sofa, walking on pins and needles. Nothing feels good. And forget trying to do the things you love and enjoy. Like the spring, it's getting warm, whether you want to golf, whether you want to hike, whether you want to bike, whether you want to play pickleball. You're just trying to get by. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter here. I want you to know something. The medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus are on the case and focused to finally get you the relief you need. Finally, calm that debilitating joint pain in your knee just like I did. Maybe it's your hip, your shoulder, your back. Don't miss a beat, no surgery or long recovery. I'm done with getting cut on. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They give you your life back. A life healthier, free of harmful meds. That's the whole mission of QC Kinetics. You could be a candidate. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus to find out how easy it is. They've got offices now in Canal and Grove City, so call 380-208-4544.
Welcome to Canes. It's Luke Bryan. What can I get you? Today I'm raising funds with Raising Canes and my buddy Todd Graves for the Brett Boyer Foundation. Great food and a great cause. Raising Canes Chicken Fingers and the Brett Boyer Foundation. One love.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Germain Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99%, up to 48 months, or 4.49%, up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Some fans drink the Kool-Aid. These guys drink the bleach. This is Man and Bone.
A lot of you listeners drinking the bleach today because our big announcement at the start of the show was that we are ending the show. The two of us will be going our separate ways. Our last show will be Wednesday, April 30th, with more news about the whole thing to come tomorrow on tomorrow's show.
Yeah, that's it's not a bit. It's not a. Oh well, technically we said we're ending the show. All we meant was there's nothing. It is what it is. We're
what it is.
However, new things are happening. More will be revealed tomorrow. We can't say what all that is yet, but we figured you should know about that part of it today. Tomorrow we can tell you, as Paul Harvey used to like to say, the rest of the story.
Also, please go subscribe to the podcast of this show. It's available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. Podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. Teddy, you're our wrestling guy on the show. We had WrestleMania Saturday night, Sunday night, the 2-night extravaganza. You pretty much like everything that you watch.
I do, yeah.
Did you like this?
I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it. So there were a lot of good moments, but I think the big thing, the most disappointing thing the whole weekend is everybody's waiting for the main event Sunday night with Cena and Cody. And some people were disappointed in the match, but I wasn't. I mean, it's what you're going to get. John Cena is almost 50 years old. What are you expecting to do? A bunch of like flipping flops and things?
Flippy flops.
No, he's going to have like that kind of match he had. It's kind of slow at times, but then, they each gave each other like their finishers were kicking out. And so I thought there was some nice drama and excitement in it, but the finish was kind of lame because everybody thought The Rock was going to be here. Because he's the one that or convinced Cena to turn on Cody at the Elimination Chamber a couple months ago, and then he just disappeared. We haven't seen him at all, and it's just like, dude, where were you at? You should have been there, and he could have helped Cena beat Cody. And in that main event, you usually expect of WrestleMania, expect some shenanigans that go on like last year when they had Roman and Cody. They had all kinds of different interference, guys that had come into the ring, and you had the Rock was involved there, Undertaker was involved, Seth Rollins was involved.
There was no interference here. It was just
no. There was
John
a little
Cena
bit.
Beat him clean.
He had Travis Scott come down to the ring, which took him like 20 minutes to get to the ring because he was just sauntering down in the ring. And then he was involved a little bit because he was involved with The Rock back at Elimination Chamber.
Who's Travis Scott?
He's I'm sorry. He's a musician.
Is he the guy where you go to his concert and everybody dies?
The Stampedes and all that.
That was one of those concerts that he had. Yes.
Okay.
But so he got involved like a little bit, but you're expecting, okay, that happened. And then, okay, now where's the Rock to come in to, distract Cody in some way or hit Cody. And then you have him sort of posing with Cena at the end over top of Cody. And he never showed up. Where are you, Rock? Where are you?
Teddy, that was one of the weirdest things because I didn't watch any of this, but I knew about the backstory. And I, this morning, went to see like what happened and what did the Rock do. And then I read up that like, he came in the Elimination Chamber. It's him and Cody Rhodes in the ring. And then John Cena's in the ring with them. And it was almost like it was between Cody and The Rock. And then John Cena's just kind of like, oh, which one am I going to? Whoa. And then he surprises you with the heel turn going against Cody. But the whole thing was The Rock and Cody were having this huge thing. And then John Cena takes The Rock's side.
Yeah.
Not that he was just a nothing part of this, but it was like, he was attached to The Rock's, bad guy character, and Cody Rhodes is the good guy that everyone loves.
Mm-hmm.
And then they basically immediately after that said, all right, see you, Rock. And he was gone, and it was just John Cena pretending like he had been mad at Cody Rhodes the entire time. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
What was the big story last week? I mean, a huge story in the world of sports. I mean, you were on vacation, Bone, but you must have heard about this.
I don't know which story was it.
The UFL players have a new collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah.
They got a $7,500 raise.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The Rock was working on that all week.
All right, well, he finished it. He could have showed up here and just, stood in the ring. He didn't have to go put on an hour-long match or anything.
No, let me tell you. You know what's going on last night, too? Like the Memphis Showboats were playing someplace. He's not going to compete against that.
Right. I don't understand. When I found that out this morning, I thought, what a huge opportunity wasted. Like that was the whole, everybody was probably waiting for that. I would have been if I were watching. That's one of the only reasons I would have tuned in.
People are speculating that it's like The Rock just sort of conveniently drops in whenever he wants to. And then when he's there, then they have to sort of rewrite everything for him. And then he just disappears and then you can't get a commitment from him because he is busy. He does all these movies and everything. I get that. But then go do that and then don't tease the fans and do these little things where you're part of the show and then you're not part of the story anymore.
Tonight's the Monday after WrestleMania, which is always a big thing. Maybe he shows up to that.
He could, and that would help. But I mean, he should have been there last night. But if he's there tonight, that would help out a lot.
And you know what? If that's what it is, where they're like, we're saving it up for the Monday after Raw, it's going to be huge. He's going to do this big thing. Fine, but if he doesn't show up tonight, they may have a riot on their hands with just how. How do you build this up in a way where you're like, oh, it's The Rock and Cody Rhodes with John Cena kind of teaming up with The Rock, and then The Rock's like, yeah, I'm not even there. That's a hell of a way to run a company.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that Cena's like 50 years old. I mean, he's not going to hold the championship very long, I would assume, right?
Well, this is he announced at the end of last year that he was going on basically a retirement tour. So this year will be his last year in professional wrestling. And so he's going to have selected matches and be a part of the storylines for this year. And at the end of the year, he's going to retire.
What WrestleMania number was this?
41, I believe.
41. I do have a Paul Harvey recaps WrestleMania 35.
Good Lord. That's how long it's been? All right.
It's not that long.
No, I'm saying
6 years.
2019, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, Paul Harvey, newsman extraordinaire, radio man.
Dead.
Well, he's dead, but not with us. We have seances. We bring him back to life.
It's true. You do.
Recapping WrestleMania 35.
Good day, Americans. I'm Paul Harvey. Let's get ready to suck it. The 35th edition of the WWE's WrestleMania program was violent, engaging, and long. Also lucrative, as the event grossed nearly $17 million in ticket sales alone. That's more money than the XFL will ever make. Seth Rollins defeated a mound of tattooed meat lumps that once was known as Brock Lesnar, ending Lesnar's reign as the Universal Champion. Meanwhile, Shane McMahon fell off of a large object again and somehow did not die. He'll be getting his AARP card before the next WrestleMania, proving once again that the WWE doesn't discriminate against old wrestlers, just everyone else. Speaking of old wrestlers, Kurt Angle had a farewell match in which he lost to someone named Baron Corbin, which I believe was also the winning breed at the Westminster Dog Show. Yes, a Baron Corbin. Sturdy. Good worker. Loves to dig for turnips. Now, page 2. When you purchase a Bose Wave radio, they've added a new function. You can now get AM, FM, satellite, and the great beyond, where you can listen to dead radio hosts like yours truly every day. Sandy from Walla Walla, Washington says it's terrifying, and she would not recommend it to anyone. Thank you, Sandy. I'll be haunting your dreams. Now, page 3. The main event at WrestleMania featured 3 women fighting for 2 belts, which is a scene I've been witness to at Dillard's countless times. Becky Lynch defeated Ronda Rousey, while Charlotte Flair and her new face looked on in utter amazement. For what it's worth, Conor McGregor has hinted that he might want to join the WWE. The MMA star said he's always wanted to work for an egotistical, roided-out head of a fake wrestling entity. But since Dana White stopped taking his calls, he settled for Vince McMahon. Paul Harvey. And if you ain't done with that, I've got 2 words for you. Good day.
I enjoyed it.
Okay. I'm glad someone did.
All these Paul Harvey bits, by the way, end. They go in the archives forever.
It's fine. That's not going to be part of the divorce settlement.
You don't want them? You don't want to take them with you?
No. I want to make new stuff. Hopefully slightly better than that.
No. Stop it. You may want to bet against the Reds tonight.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you why coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some delay due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of eastbound 70 on the west side after Wilson Road. And things are moving slow on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Main Street and I-70. This report is sponsored by Lotto.com. Feeling lucky? Lotto.com has digital scratch tickets, tons of games, and instant fun. Scratch now on Lotto.com. Must be 18 or older to play the lottery. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. Pay no interest till 2030 plus $500 off your home improvement project. Restrictions apply. Call them today. 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
It's Lindsay's one and only trade-a-thon.
We'll trade for anything. Plus, give you $1,000 more for your trade. Choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL or an all-wheel drive HRV LX or a CRV LX and pay just $299 a month. 3 models with one very low Lindsay price.
Trade up to the reliability of a new or certified Honda.
So lock in your price today. The one and only Lindsay Honda Trade-a-thon is back. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
When life is on hold due to a painful injury or condition, every day counts. Start the path to recovery now with Central Ohio's most trusted team of orthopedic experts. Start with orthopedic1.com.
Colin Man here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Watching big events are more fun at Hollywood Casino. For example, there's this draft thing coming up. Large men get selected to move to different cities and play football. That's all I'm legally allowed to say. Not only do you get the excitement of on-site wagering and camaraderie, there's prizes to win at the sportsbook. And sign up for Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on the house. Do it now. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, people are officially going crazy over our sleek, black framed windows. They change the entire look of a home.
Leslie, nobody believes that just black frames can change the look of a home.
It's like when Superman put on his black framed glasses and became Clark Kent.
Wait a second. Clark Kent is Superman? Are you messing with me right now?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Cleveland Guardians, who won 3 in a row, open a series at home tonight with the New York Yankees, while the Cincinnati Reds will kick off a series in Miami against the Marlins. From basketball, a couple of NBA playoff games tonight. Detroit at New York. Knicks lead the Pistons 1-0. LA Clippers and Denver Nuggets took the opening game of that series. Duke freshman star Cooper Flagg today declared for the NBA draft. He is projected as the number 1 seed. NHL playoffs tonight. Eastern Conference opening game, Montreal at Washington. Meanwhile, in the West Conference, St. Louis at Winnipeg, where the Jets won the opener. Dallas hosts Colorado. The Avalanche won the first game there, and Edmonton and Los Angeles in the first game of their series. This update is brought to you by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. Back to Man and Bone.
Jason's Beef with our guy Jayson Stark coming up at 5:30. Our big announcement today on the show was that come April 30th, next Wednesday, there will be no more show. At least this show.
There will be afternoons. Actually, well, I can't.
Nope. Nope. So Bone and I are divorcing. It's been a 12-year partnership. It's amicable. We're going to continue to get together and screw.
I don't like that word amicable.
Why?
Because I've heard people say, like, it's an amicable divorce. And then it's like you see the people out and they're like, oh, yeah, Jeff, it's fine. We're fine. Like it's...
No, we're more than fine.
What I'm saying is...
We're better than fine.
Some amicable...
Come here, let me hump you.
I know. Some amicable divorces are legitimately like two people who, they're not on good terms, but they're not like actively suing each other or going after everything. So it's amicable. This is something where we've been asked by station management to consider this move. We both mulled it over and said, okay, we're up for it. So
ultimately the decision was with us.
Yeah. I mean, we were asked by management. We were presented with this option that you'll find out more about tomorrow. And
tomorrow.
Then all of that we can discuss more tomorrow. But yes, today I think it's good that everyone gets the understanding that, like, this thing that we're doing now is ending. However, both of us are still going to be on the radio station, and more to come. I can't say more than that right now.
Also, tomorrow night, because I know a lot of you are going to have questions and just a place to vent, and that's cool. I'm going to do a Common Man's Basement live YouTube tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So find Common Man's Basement on YouTube. It's brought to you by our friends at the Lion's Den. Teddy, your Reds scored 24 yesterday against the Orioles.
24.
Timmy's nemesis, Charlie Morton, who's got to have DFA written all over him. But what do I know? But here's why you should probably bet against the Reds tonight. Now, the Reds are, where are they tonight?
Miami,
that's
we
right.
Just talked about it. Yeah.
That's right. In Miami tonight. The last 5 times the Reds have scored more than 10 runs in a game, they have scored 0, 1, 2, 0, and 2 in the next game.
Is that bad?
I mean, it's not great.
Seems bad. Yeah, you just wish there was a way you could bank a few of those runs and later on say, oh, hey, look at this. We scored no runs in 8 innings. We're going to toss a couple from last night out. We only won by, I don't know, 19 instead of 20 plus.
Me, Ryan Day'd be doing that against Michigan every single year. Let's bank some of those early season points and
you could
beat the Wolverines.
You could do that. That would be great.
Have you heard of, because yesterday was Easter, if you celebrate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, happy Easter to everyone who does.
Sure. Today is Dingus Day.
Never heard of that.
Dingus Day. Actually, Fish told me about this. He looks large and Polish, but he's actually Ukrainian. But this is a big Polish day.
I've never heard of it.
Apparently, it's today, Monday after Easter, and on Dingus Day, the men chase after the ladies with squirt guns, buckets, and other containers of water. They also hit them on the legs with switches or pussy willows.
Huh?
Yes.
What?
That's what it says. Ladies allegedly get their revenge the following day by throwing crockery at the men.
Crockery?
What is crockery? Just like, are we like?
I'm thinking of like
pots and
like stoneware.
Yeah, that's
what I'm thinking. Like stoneware, smaller or larger stone. That seems.
That's what they do in Poland. But Fish was saying that they actually do something up in Cleveland. I assume they're not running around the streets whacking women with switches and pussy willows.
Maybe it's now gotten to a point where like crockery, let's say, is replaced with some other stand-in item that like, oh, yes, this was made in crockery. Here's small pieces of bread you can throw at each other or whatever. You know, like maybe there are symbolic things that are done now. I can't believe you're actually throwing stoneware and hitting people with sticks.
Well, but I guess the origin story of this, because I did look it up, was, people were so strict during the Lenten season. It was a time of reflection. It was a time for fasting. It was a time of remembering how Jesus died on the cross for our sins, right? But now Lent is over. Let's chase women around and beat them with sticks. Because now we got to get all our pent-up energy that we kept in the dark during the Lenten season out. Now it's over. He's risen. It's done. We did it all. And now I'm going to hit you with water and pussy willows.
I didn't go to a church that practiced Lent, but my very acknowledged, very elementary understanding of that tradition is that one of the things you don't do is say, for the Lenten season, I will not commit the crimes that I otherwise would. Like, I don't think you get credit if you say, I won't rob banks during Lent. I thought it was supposed to be you give up something that's a little extra. That's not bad. It's just something that could be a little better for you. I don't think, hey, I won't chase women and try to hit them with sticks. That doesn't seem to me like, that doesn't qualify.
I'm surprised, having grown up in Chicago, that I've never heard of this holiday before, because I grew up with Polish people all around me. The city of Chicago has the second biggest Polish population in the world, second only to Warsaw.
Wow.
All right, so it was Polish. As a matter of fact, I've told this story before. A couple years back, I'm driving in Gahanna, and I'm in little downtown Gahanna there, whatever the hell they call that area.
Yeah.
And there's this place that I pass, and it's, on the sign, it says Polish Nail Bar. I'm like, oh, Polish nail bar. You don't see a lot of Polish people opening up nail bars, but, hey, God bless, know? And then I get 2 miles down the road, I'm, polish. Because back when I was banging, it was Polish everything.
Right.
It wasn't uncommon to find a sign that said, hey, Polish delicatessen.
Right.
Polish shoe shine place, shoe repair, whatever it is.
Sure.
It was all sorts of Polish. So I thought polish was Polish.
No. Well, very similar words.
Maybe it was, though. I didn't stop in.
And then you were
Could have been a manicure and a pierogi.
And then you said, honey, let's go to this Polish restaurant. I don't know what they serve, but it seems like it would be very elegant. It's Polish.
I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good business model.
What?
You go in for a manicure, you come out with some stuffed cabbage.
Oh, I would. Why not? Why not have a one-stop shop there? That sounds delicious.
Especially on a day like today, you go in, they hit you with some pussy willows.
Yeah. If more of them, like more of these places served food, I would go get more manicures. If I knew that it's like, hey, at the end of this, there's a cheeseburger waiting for you. Yeah, I'll do a manicure. Why not? My hands will look great, and then I'll go eat a burger. That'd be awesome.
The Tampa Bay Rays are playing in a minor league ballpark in Tampa because the Tropicana Field roof was torn off by a hurricane in the offseason.
Not a great situation.
No,
already a tough one with them trying to figure out what to do with that stadium, but this made it infinitely worse.
Well, and the Rays are having all sorts of problems with, building a new place, and do they even really want to stay in that area? And is Major League Baseball going to make the owner sell the team? All of that. I did see today, though, that the Rays are trying to recover their reputation in the community. So what they've decided to do is sell pieces of Tropicana Field's destroyed roof for $15. So if you want to get yourself a real, authentic, hurricane-damaged piece of cloth that used to line the top of that stadium, good news, the low price of $15 can take it home with you.
Can I ask how many people do we think are taking them up on this? Do we think it's more than?
I don't know.
Like 100? I could understand there might be a diehard Rays fan out there who's like, whatever the team is doing, whatever they're a part of, I want to be a part of it. I've collected jerseys and stuff from the games, and I keep everything I can because I'm such a hoarder/dedicated fan. Maybe they would want this, but don't the Rays have problems selling tickets to that ballpark as it is? That's why they've been saying we need a new ballpark. Who of the fans who don't already go is saying, I really miss the old place. I want a piece of that. No, you don't. You didn't like it when it was there. You're not going to want that.
I found myself in a rare position this weekend. I'll tell you what it was. Missionary. Nope. I'll tell you what the position was coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between East Broad Street and 11th Avenue. And we've got some slower traffic on westbound 270 on the north outer belt between Westerville and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lessick. Celebrate National Work Zone Awareness Week. Ohio Laborers would like to recognize their 15,000 members and say thank you for all their hard work and dedication, making Ohio a great place to live, work, and thrive. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus with a home equity line of credit from BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/home-equity for more details.
If your garage door is so ugly that Google Street View blurred it out, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors. Straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple of years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully, with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
380-208-4544.
It's Lindsay's one and only trade-a-thon.
We'll trade for anything. Plus, give you $1,000 more for your trade. Choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL or an all-wheel drive HRV LX or a CRV LX and pay just $299 a month. 3 models with one very low Lindsay price.
Trade up to the reliability of a new or certified Honda.
So lock in your price today. The one and only Lindsay Honda Trade-a-thon is back. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, 3-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, 2-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to LifeSearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit LifeSearch.com today.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A little breezy out there, but we'll see some sunshine, a dry and mild finish on this Monday. Temperatures in the low 70s. Overnight, we'll fall back down to the upper 40s. A little cooler by Tuesday morning with lighter winds and dry. Plenty of sunshine by Tuesday afternoon and a pleasant finish with highs in the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Murdering brain cells, one show at a time. Back to Man and Bone.
Hey, this dumb show brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. Jason's Beef. With our guy Jayson Stark coming up at 5:30. We announced earlier today that after 12 years of being together, this show in its current form will come to an end on Wednesday, April 30th, so about a week and a half from now. And don't worry, we'll have plenty of debauchery up until then. And then on that day,
the debauchery.
My God.
Well, because then if they fired us, it's like, well, the show's already ending. But we are still staying on the station as of now, unless we get fired.
We're just not staying together.
Right.
And there's a good, I do a couple more segments where I just say Pussy Willow 19 million times. There's a good chance we get fired.
Every time you said it, Ted, I just saw his neck just gets a little longer. Texas like, huh? What? Huh? What are you doing?
I think we should be doing the news now. I did some summer stock. I found myself in a rare position this weekend. So normally, first round of the hockey playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs comes around, and I'm either involved in whatever the Blue Jackets are doing, whoever they're playing, which is not often.
Well,
or
over the course of their history, it hasn't been.
Right. I'm upset and pissed off because my team has not made the playoffs again, and here we are talking about another year that's not meeting expectations. However, this year was different. Not only did my team not make the playoffs, which I would normally be very upset about, I was proud of this team, what they accomplished, what they overcame, and I'm excited for the future of this team. I found myself sitting down watching first-round matchups and actually not being a bitter SOB. I was able to enjoy the hockey that was in front of me.
That's good. And I wish I was there with you. Not because I, like you, was very happy with how the Jackets played this year. Obviously frustrated that if they could have found like another point anywhere along the way, this could have been a very different thing we are talking about. They could have been still in the playoffs for all we know. But that all said, I am still, it's hard for me to go watch playoff hockey now just because I think this Jackets team, had they gotten in, could have made some noise, could have made a series really interesting. The one thing that still got me frustrated is I wish we could have found out a little bit more about what Jet Greaves was. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't he played plenty this year, but I just wish
he played down the stretch. He didn't play nearly enough.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder what would have happened if he had gotten, 30 opportunities this year, 35 opportunities. What would this season have looked like? Would he have, I don't know. Maybe he would have had this stretch and then crashed back to earth and we would have said, yeah, we have no answer.
All right, let me ask you this question. You get to go back in time and eliminate the first round sweep against the Lightning, which I'm not going out on a limb when I say that is the greatest moment in Blue Jacket fandom, right?
Okay. Yeah, of course.
I mean, they had no one was picking them to win that series, let alone go sweep that series.
I mean, I think everyone in this building, I can only speak for me. I think you and I both, though, had written them off before that series even started. And then what do you know? They shocked the world with that.
All right, that never happened. Would you trade that for Jackets make the playoffs this year? They go no further, but they sweep out the Capitals in the first round. And Ovechkin has the record now, but his season ends in disaster, and the Jackets have come from nowhere to knock off the Capitals.
Are you guaranteeing me they sweep out the Capitals?
Tom Wilson is weeping on the ice. Yes. Now, they do nothing after that. They lose the next round. But are we trading the Lightning?
I take that 100 times out of 100, yeah. You made it too easy.
Sorry.
No, if you had said, okay, here's why. Because one, guaranteed that we get a sweep again. But also, this season deserved something better than the ending
you
got.
50% chance. I'm not guaranteeing.
Okay. Yeah,
50%
I'd still take it. I'd take it if you said it's just whatever the chances are right now. Whatever the odds are for that series if it started up tonight, I'd still take it.
So you'd give up that sweep just for a chance?
Because I feel like this team getting to the playoffs, it's still a miraculous story that they were within a one more Habs choke job of getting into the playoffs. They should have been in, right? We can all acknowledge if they just had another game in them, like what we saw down the stretch, they're in the playoffs. But given what they all went through this offseason, none of us can fathom what those guys in that locker room dealt with before this season. You have new manager, new head coach, new GM, new everything, all of that, and then that turmoil with obviously the Gaudreau brothers losing their lives in horrific fashion. A tragedy we've all dealt with all year long. The players dealt with it more than anyone else outside of the family. I just feel like to give the organization, the fan base, and of course those players the chance to go into a playoffs, can you imagine what that atmosphere would have been like for those two games? If it was at least two, we would have been guaranteed to have. Those two games would have been some of the best we've ever seen. But yeah, for me, I'm in probably a prisoner of the moment here. I would have traded that, especially knowing that now half the guys that were on that other team, they all ended up jumping ship almost immediately after that Lightning thing. I don't have as much affinity for that as I do for this current group. I really want to see this group get rewarded for what they did this year. And hopefully next year that will happen.
Don Waddell will be on Bishop and Friends tomorrow morning at 9:30. I hope that Bo or someone on that show asks, and you don't have to be confrontational about it, but I think we deserve to know Why wasn't Jet Greaves given more time during the season? It's not like you had goaltending standing on their head. And don't give me this Elvis was better. Yes, Elvis was better than the worst goaltender in the NHL last year, which is what he was statistically ranked. Yeah. The worst goaltender in the NHL. He was better than that. But it's not like, oh, well, you can't sit him down. You got a .920 save percentage. He's one of the best goalies in the league. No, not that at all. You had inconsistent play from him. You had inconsistent play from Tarasov. And you have this guy up in Cleveland standing on his head. It's not an unrealistic question, unreasonable question to ask Don Waddell respectfully, what was your decision-making process? Why wasn't he on this roster for the majority of the season?
But you know what? I think looking forward to next year, too, this is a great problem to have in that you have a young goaltender that showed you something, but we have no way to know what that's going to mean down the stretch. I want to believe that he is now going to be wouldn't it be a great thing if it's just he goes into camp and he looks even better than he did down the stretch? Let's say he does great things with the Monsters right there in the playoffs, I want to say. So he'll have his chances there, I think. But either way, if after all that next season he becomes the number one guy, because and he goes on to have a great career and he's number one guy for 10 years in the NHL, that would be awesome. Is that likely to happen? I don't think the Jackets can plan on that. They have to plan on this offseason going out and addressing goaltending in a significant way. You have to buy out Elvis. You then have to go out and find, I think, a guy who at least can, compete with Jet Greaves for the job, for the number one, if that's the plan. But you've got to go out and get something that is different than Elvis and hope that you have better goaltending next year. However it is, a mix of Jet Greaves and someone else coming in and being the number one guy, Jet Greaves taking the mantle and being the dude. I don't care. I just hope that they get something better than what they had this year, because if they do, there's a good chance they're not just a playoff team. They could be one of those teams that gets like a top 3 spot in the Metro. And that's where this team needs to get back to. They need to be back up in that kind of conversation.
Bone, the transfer portal is a weird place. So Purdue quarterback Ryan Brown, all right, started a couple games for the Boilermakers last year. He is 6'4", 210. Bill Belichick became the head coach at North Carolina. They were flirting with him, said, enter the portal. We want you here. And so he did. He got in the portal. He transferred to North Carolina. He was there for all the spring activities. Okay?
Yeah.
Then he went back into the portal, Ryan Brown, and transferred back to Purdue after the spring.
Okay.
And that's where he is now.
That's almost like, that's a way if do these two teams play each other?
I don't think so.
I was going to say, what a way to get some intel where you just, I'm transfer portal. You go in, you read their playbook, you get some information.
Well,
you get some installation of the offense, and you're like, never mind. I'm going back to the old school, and you can just take all that with you.
It could have been, Bill Belichick told him, look, man, after spring practice, I don't see a place for you on this team. They did go in the transfer portal. North Carolina did, and got another quarterback, Gio Lopez from South Alabama.
Okay.
So maybe this dude, Ryan Brown, saw the writing on the wall and said, oops, I made a bad mistake. Back to Purdue I go.
I guess it could be. Also, I think about how weird that would have to be to call up Purdue and say, hey, remember when I said I was going to go down to North Carolina, and I know that I used something along the lines of, I'll see you in hell. Anyway, I don't mean that. I took
a crap in the dorm and just left it there.
Anyway, we can all agree that was just a joke, right? And you get my sense of humor is a little off. Maybe you didn't know it was a joke, but it was. I'd like to come back now. Yeah, boiler up.
Remember when I said that West Lafayette's just full of child molesters and?
Oh, I feel like that Nico Iamaleava. He was like, yeah, Tennessee.
Oh,
I want more money. And then it's like, see ya. There's the door. And he's like,
no, Bone.
Oh,
it's not about money.
Whoopsie.
It's not about money.
Yeah.
It's about going home.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's going to UCLA. It's about going home. This was never about money. No, what this was George Costanza trying to play hardball with NBC, and he held out for less money. Because did you see what he's getting from UCLA?
Yeah, it's
$1.5 million.
It's not more than what he was getting at Tennessee.
It's less than what he was getting at Tennessee. He wanted 4. Yeah. He was getting just over 2, and now he settled for 1.5.
Don't the Buckeyes play UCLA in the shoe this year?
Do they?
I believe they do. So
come on back, Nico.
Remember that helmet?
Rocky
Remember
Maivia?
I mean, it's going to be a different defense you're going up against this year, but still, that's you're not playing with the Tennessee Vols now. They're not going to have the same roster around you either, so good luck with all that.
Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark 2 minutes from now. Cowan, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Watch for some slower traffic on westbound 670 between Grandview Avenue and I-70. And you're also going to hit a delay on southbound 71 on the north side between Polaris Parkway and 270. This report is sponsored by Speedway. No matter what time it is, it's pizza time. Get 2 hot slices of pizza topped with cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce, all for $5 with Speedy Rewards. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
If your garage door is so rusty that every time you open it you think, I should probably get a tetanus shot, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Welcome to Canes. It's Luke Bryan. What can I get you? Today I'm raising funds with Raising Canes and my buddy Todd Graves for the Brett Boyer Foundation. Great food and a great cause. Raising Canes Chicken Fingers and the Brett Boyer Foundation. One love.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
He likes baseball. He likes solar eclipses. He likes Shohei Ohtani. But he loves roast beef sandwiches. It's time for Jason's Beef with everyone's favorite baseball writer, podcaster, author, and former mustache owner, Jayson Stark.
Sponsored by Logan Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Trane air conditioners.
The Hall of Famer, Jayson Stark, joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hello, my friend.
Hello, Mike.
You know, I was looking at the standings today because it was Patriots Day in Boston. The Red Sox beat the White Sox. Anytime you need a guaranteed victory, call the White Sox. They'll help you out. You know, this is a team that lost 121 games last year. Worst ever in Major League Baseball. And if you look at the roster, this team that we have this season is arguably worse. But I was looking last season when they lost 121 games. They had a winning percentage of .253. So far this season, .227. Jayson, why don't we have like chasing history little icons on the screen all the time with the White Sox?
Yes, I'm with you on this. Hey, I'm on record. I predicted they would lose more games this year than last year. People made fun of me. No, not only are they worse, but if, say, Luis Robert is good, then he'll get traded. And then they'll be even worse than that.
Well, they don't have that problem because he's trash.
There is that little aside. Yeah, they are. They have won a road game this year in 3 weeks. They did win one.
This team has no tradable assets on it, too, just to hammer your point home.
I actually think you're right about that. Like, if Luis Robert is not going to be serviceable, which means he isn't tradable, I've looked up and down the roster. I can't figure out who is. How about anybody hitting over 140? Get him out of town.
That's pretty
almost
pathetic.
nobody, though.
You know, one of the things from this game that we always talk about, Mike and I like a good early pitch time, and this one, of course, starts at, 11 a.m.? Formula One's been fairly successful in this country, getting an audience with races that usually start before noon. NFL in Europe has had earlier kick times. People watch those. I know Major League Baseball has the series in Japan every now and then that is also earlier or later, depending on how you look at the date line. Point here being, do you think we could ever see Major League Baseball commit to, hey, you know what? We're going to do this once every couple of weeks. We're going to have a game started, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Eastern. Do you think they'll ever get to that point where they realize there is an audience for some of this stuff?
Well, they have those Peacock games. They were starting those at, didn't they start them at 11:30 the first year on Sunday morning? That was a big hit with the players, which is an obstacle here. You do have a players union. But I don't, I can't see them getting to this. You have a Patriots game day every year. You have that 4th of July thing going on in Washington. They start at noon? 11:30, right. Something like that. But that's really it. What I would like is a day game every day of the season, at least one. And I'd like one doubleheader day a month in every park. And, I have a friend who has championed this idea. Never went anywhere, but you could sell it. You'd have doubleheader day in America, sell it to Double Mint Gum as the corporate sponsor.
Beautiful.
There's so much great stuff they could be doing with baseball in the daytime. Let's do that,
now,
right?
When you say doubleheader, one of my pet peeves is I can't stand day-night doubleheaders. You're talking about a traditional doubleheader, right?
I am totally talking about a traditional doubleheader.
All right, one ticket, 2 games.
One ticket, 2 games. And here's how you would sell it to the players. You would tell them, you want more days off, right? Yeah. This is your way to get more days off. You're going to play an extra doubleheader every month, but it means you're going to get one extra full day off every month. Don't you think they're sold on that?
I just feel like, Jayson, one of the things that we find, I know we work at a sports radio station, but we find that there's conversation about the sporting events that are on while we're at work. Even if we're not watching a TV actively, it's on your phone, it's hitting your email, it's hitting your social media accounts, highlights. That causes buzz. If every single day there was Major League Baseball happening, even if the attendance isn't great and the ratings aren't going to be the best, it gets people talking in the way they talk in 2025 over their phone and social media and otherwise. I think that would be ultimately a win for them, right?
I think we could make this case to each other. Buzz is good. Ratings are better. You know why? Because you can charge more for the ads you sell. And I think that's really the big driving issue. It's why a lot of decisions are made that are short-sighted, and not just in baseball, but all sports. Buzz is actually incredibly valuable, and having games that end while people are awake is incredibly valuable. There's a lot of selling points here that are being overlooked.
Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark here on The Fan. So we have a situation, obviously, in Tampa where the Rays are playing in minor league ballpark, a spring training ballpark. We had a home run by Aaron Judge that, by all rights, I guess should have been a home run, but the foul poles aren't big enough at this spring training site, and it was called a foul ball. I find this very odd because Major League Baseball knew they were going to be in this position for a while because they knew that the Trop was not going to be serviceable. You had a situation in the NFL where the Vikings are building their new stadium. They need to go play at University of Minnesota for a couple of years. That field is retrofitted to suit the NFL product. There's not any quirks. There's none of that. They put the regular goalposts in there, NFL standard. Didn't Major League Baseball assume this would be a problem at some point?
I am going to tell you a story. Do you remember where I was on opening day this season? I was in Tampa, and I walked out onto the field for the first time and ran into a Rays official, and the very first thing he pointed out to me was those foul poles. And he said, go stand behind the cage during batting practice and count all the balls that go over that pole that you think are home runs, but nobody could tell because the pole is like 12 feet high. And so I started doing that. I even took a photo of it. I should have posted it. I never did. But they knew from day one this was going to be a problem. And I guess the question was, who was going to fix that problem? Who was going to pay to fix the problem? The Rays put millions of dollars into upgrading the park in many ways and covered up all the Yankees signs there. But nobody addressed this. And so if Aaron Judge is sitting at, I don't know, 69 home runs, that's not the record, 73 is the record. If he's one homer short of Barry Bonds, how many times do you think that's going to get replayed? That ball that was clearly a home run, and somehow they couldn't even see it on the replay, even though it landed in the trees that are like 10-foot fair.
Well, this is so interesting to me, Jason, because if they know about it before, or at least the day of opening day, we know they knew about it then. They did all these other renovations. Why wouldn't that have been one of the? That's almost like saying, like, yeah, we get the concessions are good, but we don't have home plate.
The specs of the ballpark should be the first thing that you do.
That seems like get that stuff
and then cover up the Yankees signage when all that stuff is done.
If you have spicy tachos at the concession stand, that's an extra. That's fun.
Well, it was in the Rays' best interest. They were sure to cover up every mention of the word Yankees in that stadium. They didn't get them all. There's still like every single row has the word Yankees, on a plate, a metal plate that's on the end of the seats. So twice on every row, it still says Yankees. They were very upset with that, but I think they didn't see it as something they should pay for to fix the foul poles. That's the Yankees' problem after this year. But it was the Yankees' problem yesterday, wasn't it?
Jayson, we always appreciate it, my friend. We'll talk next week.
I look forward to it, guys. Thanks.
Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Back page coming up. Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Be aware of an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 71 on the north side at East Broad Street. That's causing some delay. And we've got slower traffic on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East Split and Livingston Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio 811. Call before you dig. Contact Ohio 811 at least 48 hours before you dig. It's easy to do and it's the law. CenterPoint Energy, Columbia Gas, Duke Energy, and Enbridge Gas want you to dig safely. Contact Ohio 811 every time you dig. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
And the top overall pick in this year's draft is the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. That's right, it's number one in my heart. This is Scotty Vegas, and we're hosting a special draft show and watch party starting at 7 p.m. Thursday, April 24th for the first round of the draft. Watch and place wagers on the picks with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and a live show at 7 at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Before you start your day, UDF has already started making your breakfast right in our bakery. We've got buttery, flaky croissants baked before the crack of dawn. We're making fluffy buttermilk biscuits from scratch by the time the sun starts to think about rising. And before you hit your first alarm, we've piled our biscuits and croissants high with sausage, egg, and cheese right in store. So come in and grab a fresh one and let us make you a morning person. Fresh baked breakfast sandwiches from United Dairy Farmers. UDF, mornings made for you.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Jermaine Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99% up to 48 months or 4.49% up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here. And nope, I'm not passing out draft predictions today. I'm making a bolder prediction, an opportunity, one might say. How about setting a goal to lose 40 pounds by the 4th with Awaken 180? Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, right? 40 by the 4th. Imagine this. Your scale shows 230 today. How about watching that bad boy dip to a cool 190 by Independence Day? Or maybe it's reading over 300 like my scale did. How would it feel being 260 by the 4th and on your way to losing 70 pounds? Again, like I did with Awaken 180. Looking back, it took me only 8 weeks to drop my first 40 pounds, and with the same results, you'll crush that goal by the 4th. Then ring Independence Day in, shirt off, confident, crack beer, and a burger in hand. You can celebrate reaching your goal knowing you're going to keep the weight off, all thanks to Awaken 180's free support for life. Again, 40 by the 4th may seem crazy, but you can definitely do it. Set your goal and attain it with your long-term solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Bishop and Friends.
It was impossible. Nobody knew. You had to blinker. I still blinker just to be safe, like give them a little flash, like, hey, you go, I got you, because I don't trust people.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Let's go to the floor with some late-breaking developments on the markets. Jim?
Up things are down things are up.
Sounds like things
You
are...
don't understand. Right is left, lemons are sweet, spaghetti is cold, the milk is warm.
Okay, but are you seeing anything that maybe smart-minded money people should know about?
Yeah. Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Probably one of the most stable things you can do is an Apex Pros air conditioner tune-up.
Air conditioner tune-ups, you say?
Oh yeah, Apex Pros knows most expensive summer breakdowns can be prevented by getting a tune-up now.
Yes, it's known that a tuned-up AC lowers energy bills, which is important to...
Oh, this is unbelievable.
What, big sell-off? Huge increase?
No, I spilled coffee on my new shirt. Anyway, tune-up save on energy bills, plus make your air conditioner last years longer.
Good to know Apex Pros keeps things stable and predictable.
That's on my pants, too. This is the worst day. This is historic, you know that.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeye Show coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of the Buckeye Show, your friend and mine, Timmy Hall, and Tyvis Powell.
Oh, you guys. How's the divorce going, fellas?
Oh, it's going.
So who?
We're not divorced yet.
Are y'all doing alimony and all that?
We're splitting things up. Actually, later on this week, we're going to split up all the sound bites that we play.
We're gonna have it.
We're gonna fight for them.
Those are the children. So we're gonna argue over who gets.
For example, this one.
I got bronchitis.
That's mine. I already said that's mine.
What if he wants it?
That doesn't matter.
I've
Veto
already.
power?
We're this is an amicable divorce, so I am acquiescing, and that's fine. That's one that he can have. And then I don't know there's one I don't know if you can find it quickly. The one of the car driving through the radio station and wrecking while they're on the air.
We don't play that one.
I don't know. I don't think I know that
it's one of my it's like a train wreck sound effect.
This is ESPN 730. Where was this radio station?
I think it was in
Teddy?
Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
All right, Charlotte.
I feel like.
Here's the whole. I'm going to give you the whole clip.
Yeah.
All right, so they're doing their radio show. They have one of these downtown locations with the glass where people can see in, right? On
but
like
it's
a street corner.
Street level, and there's a stoplight.
They're probably close to the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Their studios down there.
But they're in there's an intersection right outside of the window, essentially.
So this is what happened one morning when they were doing the show.
Everything these fans are about.
Oh, my God.
Just wait.
Folks, we just had an accident here at the Essex Home Studios. Bobby's biggest fear just came through, so we are going to head to a break. Everyone is okay here in the office.
Not in that car, though. That person is dead.
That person's going to jail.
or jail.
Yeah, or both, yeah.
That's
They tore something.
Good job by the producer just to hop right on the microphone and explain the situation. Time to go to a break.
Yeah.
Can you imagine she said the worst fear just came through, not true.
Yeah.
Which,
it did.
true to life,
it came right through the door. Now, this one, God. I mean, that one is one of my favorites.
You obviously can take that one.
I want that one.
What else do you want?
I don't know. We might have to.
Here's the other question.
We might
have
need to do
to
a draft.
Yeah, we could do the draft.
When we have sound bites like this.
Well, I don't like Facebook.
Do we claim the pieces of it?
I think
or
you have
does
to take
someone
the whole thing.
get the whole thing?
I think
you get every component of it. I think
the whole thing because some days you're going to want to play the whole thing.
Right.
Some days you're going to want to play
Annie Hockhausen.
the Portillo's lady, my gal.
Are either of you partial to one of my favorite clips? Tyvis, we did this. We stole it and did it on the Buckeye Show, but gave credit to you guys because you've played it the most. The Joe Paterno, Steve Dumig show.
Oh, he's on the radio in Tampa?
It's my all-time favorite. The fact that actually happened on Sports Talk Radio.
Coach, I'm yelling as loud as I can.
It's the best.
Now we don't give somebody full reign over all Joe Paterno clips, right?
No, just any like short Joe Pa clip from that, because it's like a minute and a half, that long form clip.
I'm having trouble hearing it.
I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, Coach.
It's so cringeworthy too, because this guy winds up with the huge question to start, where it's like, "You're the greatest. You were in my brother's living room recording, right. Coach," and it's just like,
I'm having trouble hearing you.
No, we're in a pretty quiet place, actually.
Just a couple more questions.
Columbo is in the room.
All right, thanks.
Move that.
There was one. He was on a teleconference, I think, where he hawked a loogie.
Well,
I don't.
Did he poop his pants?
Well, he pooped his pants on the field, but we don't have audio of the pants pooping.
I wish we did.
Joe Pine, man, you got it.
It's the video. The video of the clip you're talking about.
This is what I want. This is what I want to hear.
We recruit where there are a lot of Penn Staters living, and in a lot of cases where they're teaching in a particular school, or they're doing business in the town, and in a lot of cases, it gives a business guy a chance to get a picture taken with the coach at Penn State. And
didn't miss a beat.
No, just
didn't miss a beat.
Oh. By the way, we're all going to get there, aren't we? We're going to get old enough where it's just like randomly you just spit things out of your mouth.
No, I'd rather go before that. I'd rather go.
Tyvis, it'll happen. No. At some point, you're going to just be like, so anyway, there I was.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
I was a national champion.
Yeah.
If
I don't know what's going on.
If I get to a point where I'm pooping myself, like
just take you out.
It's done. Yeah, that's embarrassing. You got to wear Depends.
They make it. They're a large company. They make millions of dollars a year.
Depends.
No, not
and then
now.
Your wife's gonna have to clean you up.
No,
or somebody else.
Never know where you might be, Tyvis. You never know.
No, I'm cool.
All right.
Hire a big Eastern European woman just to throw you around and clean you up. What's coming up on the Buckeye Show tonight?
Well, we got draft week, don't we, Tyvis? So
I wouldn't know.
A lot of Buckeyes getting ready.
Wouldn't know.
Well, you know that it's draft week.
I know about that. But
I know what you mean.
As far as getting drafted, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, so we'll be getting ready for that. And also at 6:46 tonight, love to see other Ohio State athletics programs doing great things and having success. And this might be the best season ever for men's lacrosse. Head coach Nick Myers will hop on the show.
I really don't know.
I don't know. I'm having trouble hearing you.
What are we doing with the baseball program?
We're getting there. We're
we're not getting there. It's awful.
This is the
fire Bob Todd.
Bob Todd's gone.
Year?
I don't care. I want results.
Jeez.
Let's go. Fire Nick Swisher. He's not doing anything, but I just don't like him.
Take his name off the field.
It's
his field. Swisher, Bill Davis Stadium, Nick Swisher Field. Oh.
He could throw.
President Biden's here now?
Give a man 1 year.
Baseball. Pass. You got to get him hitting long balls.
The Back Page. The Back Page. With Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Bone.
Well, man, actor Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus Christ in The Passion of the Christ many years ago, says he's up for doing the sequel. Apparently they're working on this. But this article reminded me of something I had forgotten about. I did know this at the time. Do you know all the things that happened to Jim Caviezel on the set of Passion of the Christ?
Wasn't he like electrocuted and a lot of weird stuff that was happening?
Double pneumonia, hypothermia, separated his shoulder, and was struck by lightning while on the cross acting as Jesus. He said about that, quote, "The pain was excruciating. I got ripped right in half from that lightning bolt." He had atrial fibrillation while he was on the cross. The set doctor turned to Mel Gibson, who was the director of the movie, and listened to his heart through a stethoscope and said he could die, which is also what my doctor says every time I go for a checkup. But that's just because of me. Anyway, Caviezel said he's ready to go for it again. He had to go through 2 heart surgeries after that first one.
Why does he want to do it again?
I don't know. If I were a believer, I would say it seems like there might be some signs the other way saying maybe don't do this movie, but whatever. He says he's going to do the sequel, so let him live. I guess that's what's happening.
Are they making a sequel?
They've talked about it, yeah. They've been wanting to do it for a while. Because you know the rest of the story.
Well, yesterday,
right? So they want to do that part. They want to do the whole thing.
And that's the rest of the story.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
All right, Mel Gibson going to direct it and all that.
I don't know. I haven't really got many more details than that. I just heard Jim Caviezel's up for it. So there you go.
Buckeye Show, 2 big hours of the Buckeye Show coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow, where we pay off on the rest of our teas. What is happening with me and Bone? More details tomorrow. Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slower traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and Neal Avenue. And you're going to hit a couple-minute delay on eastbound 33 between 270 and Gender Road on the East Outer Belt. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Is water damaging your home? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell furnaces instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, Kroger brand bone-in hickory smoked spiral ham is only 79 cents a pound with your card, an additional $25 purchase. Limit 2. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers. The expenses. The books. What if we get audited?
No one's going to audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Before you start your day, UDF has already started making your breakfast right in our bakery. We've got buttery, flaky croissants baked before the crack of dawn. We're making fluffy buttermilk biscuits from scratch by the time the sun starts to think about rising. And before you hit your first alarm, we've piled our biscuits and croissants high with sausage, egg, and cheese right in store. So come in and grab a fresh one and let us make you a morning person. Fresh baked breakfast sandwiches from United Dairy Farmers. UDF, mornings made for you.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sell for 1%.